Welcome to the club.
My club are mental, aren't they?
21 is coming. You're chatting gas.
Embarrassing.
Off, ref!
Most toxic fan base in the world are Arsenal.
Liverpool, the worst champions ever. Yes, people, welcome back to the club. We are live for Liverpool against Everton, the Merseyside derby. Myself, Rory, and Buvey have returned, and this time we've got a special guest in the club. His name is Fintan.
Go on, Fintan Hand. Welcome
Also
so
known
much.
as Easy for Aces.
This is
But today, just Fintan.
Thank you very much, mate.
Mate,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you for joining us. This is the first time that we've had a guest. Like we talk about the exclusivity of the club, and you were the first person that we have anointed with membership.
I feel very honoured to be the first guest of what no doubt will be the biggest show in the UK in the coming years.
Oh,
Bring him on again. You can bring him on.
That's a nice thing to say.
you are very, very kind. This is a huge game for it as well. Imagine this. Sean Dyche, within 2 games, could have Everton out of the relegation.
Yeah, and Liverpool in a relegation battle if they lose this game. They could be playing Rotherham next season.
There we go. He's done it. He's done it, Fintan. You know what we were talking about, Buvey? He's done it in what? That can't be a minute of the show.
I was sorry, I put a wrong impression on you, mate.
No,
I take it
not at
back.
all.
This is a decent game. A decent game for both sides. 3 points. at stake.
Huge if Everton were to win. And do you know the crazy thing about this fixture, particularly? Maybe for the first time in my entire life, I can ever remember thinking Everton would win a game against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Like whether they do or not isn't the point. The point is, I'm going into it thinking that Everton will win.
Didn't they win their last time out?
They won.
For the first time since '99 or something like that.
Was that last season?
Recently they've won there. Anyway.
Yeah, they won quite recently when there was an element of robbery. Didn't Jordan Henderson score a goal that was wrongly ruled out?
It sounds about right.
Yeah.
But interesting game today. Completely different Everton. And one of the things that's weird for me is we're all expecting them to go there and get a result. And normally when you do that, like when we
Liverpool
expect
beat 2-0
Spurs
up
to go to
half-time.
beat Arsenal
Yeah.
and then Arsenal just smash them. I feel like we could be in for a similar show today. Hopefully not, but nevertheless.
No, I think Everton get it right. What do you reckon, Finch?
I reckon that Everton are going to go there and Sean Dyche is going to cause all sorts of issues for Klopp. I think it's the perfect time for Everton to be playing against Liverpool, and it's the exact kind of opponent that Liverpool don't need right now. The manager bounce, the derby, the players, it's easy to sell this to the players to be up for it, right? It's not the kind of game that you need to encourage anyone, and Sean Dyche is going to have them going out from the first whistle. And when I watch Liverpool at the moment, they don't seem to have any fight in them. You know, maybe if someone lets them play a little bit of football, they still put together the odd decent performance. But anytime anyone comes at them, they just don't have an answer. And it's crazy to say against a team that was so close to so much last year.
Do you know, as an Aston Villa fan, you've obviously watched your club change managers recently, bringing in Unai Emery. Do you fear if you never made that change, you could be looking at Villa in a similar situation?
If we had kept Steven Gerrard as our manager this year, I'm very confident that we'd be in a relegation battle, and I'm not very confident we would have avoided it. It was crazy, the difference. Unai Emery has a lot of class. Some people that are Arsenal fans maybe would not agree, but for a club like Aston Villa to get someone with the pedigree of Emery is incredible.
I think he's the best manager you'll ever have in decades.
That's fair. It's fair. That's
He
very
might be
fair.
the best manager that they have had, but I don't think you can write off the future quite so.
You wanna know
I
something
don't
crazy?
think they'll ever get. He's won 4 European Cups and he got Villarreal to the Champions League semi-final. I don't see how you get. How do you get better than that?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
We
Give me anyone.
don't
Give me
have
anyone.
a single manager. I'm pretty sure this is true. There's not a single manager that managed Aston Villa that is currently employed.
what's Brian Little
Brian
up to
Little's
right
not
now?
about. John Gregory's not employed. Ryan Atkinson's definitely not employed anymore.
Steve Bruce is he's not in a club.
That's mad.
No, I know what you
Alex McLeish.
Nope.
No, that
That
man.
was the
that
worst
man is a
appointment
Judas
of
man.
all
What about
time.
That man does not respect rivalries. There is a man who does not acknowledge rivalry
The lad who
whatsoever.
played for Dortmund. What's his name?
Paul Lambert. I don't think he
Paul
has a
Lambert.
job.
He doesn't. No.
No.
I seen it on Twitter and I didn't verify if it was true.
Great piece of content already for the show. I mean, it's unbelievable.
That's a great stat. That is. I mean, Elliot. We've got some sort of
Elliot's backside just keeps creeping into
some
shot.
professional, and then you get these big Stoke love handles climbing into the shot every time.
he thinks there's a man who isn't quite acknowledging his width. He's trying to. Do you see that? He's trying to slip through, and suddenly Buvey is just like completely covered by Elliot's derriere.
It's a 20-meter gap. I mean, how's he covered that?
In his head, he's all svelte. He's just going to slip through as if there's not an issue
when
there.
He's 22. He's 32 now.
That was amazing. Like, we've gone to such effort to have like decent production value. You know, we've got a set. We're very fortunate with our setup.
This
and then Elliot just creeps into camera. It's like, so I might as well be in my bedroom now.
Yeah, we might as well. We might as well. Have we got the team news for this game? Please, someone.
I'll get it up, you lads.
I said that thinking you'd have it ready.
Yeah, see, this is
well,
this
it's called
is
communication, mate. You got to give me some warning.
These are the teething problems on the kickoff early doors. By the way, Fintan's channel is in the description below, and maybe we'll get someone to put it in the chat if they're listening. Click that and subscribe to his channel for us. We want to show him the power of joining the club.
Let me run through it. Home side first, Liverpool, and let us know in the comments what you think about the starting lineup and give us some score predictions. Alisson in goal, of course.
You don't know what you just said, do you?
No.
Don't worry about it.
What did I say?
It doesn't matter.
What did I say?
I don't know. It's raucous at that end of the table. I mean, we're keeping it going.
I'm pretty
this side
sure.
with
I
rationality.
imagine that I'm not the only one who picked up on that.
What did I say?
We'll find out.
I need to know now.
I'll
What's
keep
going on with these teams?
Trent at right back. Joel Matip, Joe Gomez. Oh, that's worrying. Worrying those two at centre half. Andrew Robertson at left back. We've got Henderson in midfield with Fabinho. Two players really out of form. Bijakitic. I don't know how you say his name. I'm doing a Paul Mercer. I don't know. I've never known how to say the guy's name. Bijakitic. Salah, Nunes, and Cody Gakpo. So that's a guarantee of 0 goals against Everton tonight with that front three. And then we're going to Everton.
Rory's gone.
What's happening? Let me know. Let me know.
I think I found out why he's gone.
There's a couple. I mean, your pronunciation is amazing. I wish
How do you say his
Can
name?
we hear more from Buvey?
How do you say his name?
I've started
I like how
pronouncing
you
the
say it.
club
No, you say
weird.
it.
No, don't worry about me. I like
How do you say his name?
To be honest, I don't know who you're talking about.
That's how badly you
The
butchered
lad in
it.
midfield for Liverpool. How do you say that?
Isn't it Bijakitic? Basatic?
Yeah, I'm
No,
going
no,
with
no,
Rory's
no, I think-
pronunciation.
I think
no,
it
I'm
is.
not being put on the spot.
Bastard bitch.
Yeah, something like that.
No way.
We'll go with Everton. Pickford in goal. Seamus Coleman, Connor Cody, Tarkowski, Mikalenko at left back. And then we've got Alex Iwobi, Onana, Drissa Gay, Decore, Dwight McNeil, and Ellis Sims, who's come back from being on loan at Sunderland, I think, from the Championship to start up front for Everton. It's a massive move for him.
If Liverpool
He's
lose
actually
with
impressed
Ellis
for
Sims
Tony
leading the
Mowbray.
line,
What's that?
what does that mean for Klopp?
From my understanding of Sims, he's actually a very physical, got a lot of power, and it says a lot about Sean Dyche. He's willing to trust someone as young as Sims. He had a good spell at Sunderland. I think it was Sunderland. You have to correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, good spell in the Championship. So it's mad. If he scores today, it's a mad moment for him in his career.
Is Calvert-Lewin injured or just dropped?
Must be. I think he had a really good game against Arsenal.
Has anyone ever seen Calvert-Lewin have a good game when Ancelotti's not his manager?
We had one against Arsenal.
Didn't he have half?
He missed a sitter,
Didn't he
bro.
do well for England once? And if he did well there, I mean, that proves that he can do well anywhere.
I'm not
If he
sure.
can make it there, he can make it anywhere.
I used to think Calvert-Lewin would end up at a big club. I used to say he'd end up at City. Remember that?
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, I used to
Really?
say that.
I said
I'll
he'd
bring
never
that
get.
up.
I said he'd
But,
never come to City.
I still think there's a lot of potential there. Like, I think there is a player there. I just don't think that he's
My
fully focused.
father-in-law is an Everton fan. He thinks Calvert-Lewin is the worst player to ever play for
Really?
Everton. He can't watch him week in, week out. He thinks if you get the ball on his head, if you cross it to him, but other than that, he just doesn't offer anything going forward.
See, I think there's a player lurking there. I think that he needs to be fully focused on football. I
It's
think he
like
needs
the
to commit
Jesse
to the game.
Lingard story. Like, you'll be telling this for
Yeah.
Calvert-Lewin for the next 10 years. Oh, the young lad just needs one more season.
Yeah,
Oh, but Jesse
you are
Lingard and
correct.
Calvert-Lewin not in the same conversation. Oh,
But
you
I would say in terms of potential and rawness, there is a player with Calvert-Lewin. But I also agree that at the moment he is a shadow of the man that I think he could become.
He was
So we
class
have
for Ancelotti, but how much of that was Ancelotti?
And
You know
how
what I
much
mean?
of it? How much of it was?
I'd
just
probably be great for
Ju-
Ancelotti.
But also, how much of it
You
was
probably
just
would be.
timing? You know, lots of players have moments, don't they? They don't shine. Like being
still
a
young.
consistent
Still
footballer.
young.
No, but it's very difficult to
young.
recapture that kind of momentum.
Marcus Rashford did it, right? I know, like a
Yeah.
much better player. Not trying to compare them in that sense, but I know that a lot of people were
Well,
writing off
Calvert-Lewin's got
Rashford.
more to his game, certain aspects to his game than Rashford.
I'm going to chin you, bro.
Well, there's 3 people between us now. Well, 2 people between us. So it's even further away. No, seriously, Calvert-Lewin's got more physicality. He's a very smart striker on his day. He might not have the goal return of Marcus Rashford, might not look as Hollywood, but he's a very
I've just not
player.
seen it from him since Ancelotti's left.
I saw it last
for that
week
reason,
against
he's still
Arsenal.
got it all to prove. And the fact that he's on the bench for Ellis Sims, assuming he's not injured, says it all.
It must no, it's an injury. It has to be because Ellison has come from the Championship, but he's been.
Booth, how
pulled
do
from
you
alone.
feel about his GQ modelling career?
I think fair play. Everyone's got to express themselves however they want. You know what I mean? So fair play to him and his modelling career.
Yeah, Rory
People
loved
forget
some of his
David
outfits,
James was
didn't
doing it 20 years ago. Remember David James was getting front covers of magazines and stuff like that. It happens.
he? Rory loves some of his gear.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, I think. Do you know
He's a
that
big Sam Smith fan as well, apparently. He loves his garms at the Brit Awards. He loved it.
That was Valentino, by the way.
Yeah. Like when you
should
sneak onto Ryanair with loads of clothes in your pocket. But anyway, we've seen loads of old clips here from Merseyside derby.
It's
Phil
great,
Neville
isn't
there,
it?
sat on the floor. I just seen Lee Carsley a minute ago celebrating.
No, it was Gravison, wasn't it?
No, it's Lee
They're both
Carsley.
Was it
bald.
Carsley?
Yeah, they both look the
Oh, they're
same,
so
but-
interchangeable for
Yeah,
me.
literally.
Baldy Evertonian midfielders.
What a save from Phil Neville. that was.
They're completely interchangeable.
You know that
footballers.
Thomas Gravenson has
He's like a
gone
billionaire
on
now.
to play a lot of poker
Yeah.
over in Vegas. And
Really?
apparently he was incredibly smart with his money and is one of the richest
billionaire.
footballers to ever play the game.
Yeah, Thomas
I'm not
Gravenson,
joking.
Through
billionaire.
poker or other things as well.
I wouldn't know 100% where he got it all, but
Crypto, poker, he's done very well. Yeah. He's done very well.
He's
also
the one that
totally
joined Real
embraced
Madrid
it.
for a bit.
Yeah, he went
Thomas
to Madrid. He went to Real Madrid. Everyone was like, "Are you sure? Like, are you sure that's the player that you want to sign?"
man, he was quality. I think it's easy to forget that
Yeah, he was
Everton team was
good.
pushing for top 4. He was
Yeah.
like a Makelele type player back then. He was incredible. He
Top
went to
class.
Real
Was that
Madrid.
the
He went to
team.
Real Madrid
Yeah, Pinot
because they
Cahill.
made a mistake of letting Paul Makelele leave, though.
That is very true.
That's
Claude
true.
Makelele made that Galacto team tick.
Yeah, he was a remarkable footballer.
Is Makelele better than Kante?
Yes.
But
When they
at
both
that
when they
role-
retire.
At that role, I think Kante is a better footballer, but Makelele as just sitting in front
Yeah,
of the
but
defense.
I
Kante's
think
a
his
lot.
intelligence as well,
Kante's.
Makelele.
Makelele effectively had one role. He had one.
Does Makelele win Leicester City the Premier League, which Kante did?
And also,
Nah,
Makelele was
Mahrez.
playing it in a different...
For me, it
Nowadays,
was Kante.
everyone plays 3 in midfield. Makelele wasn't playing in that era.
He's playing 2.
He was
wasn't
sometimes playing alongside
But
just
one.
one more other
One.
person.
Yeah, yeah.
you know
Sometimes
what
just one though.
To be
He
fair
would
to
play
Kante,
that.
though, I think he played just beside Drinkwater, didn't he, for Leicester? I think
That's
they were
true,
like
yeah,
4-4-2-ish.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
that's true.
were
That
very-
is true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they were
Drinkwater
very
had a good
positive.
season that year. Everyone sags him off. But Danny Drinkwater.
Danny Drinkwater
season.
was the
How much
worst
of that
Aston Villa signing of all time.
Kante, though?
And worse,
Yeah.
Chelsea. We
Well,
can
we
bond
got
over
him
this.
from you, and I'm pretty sure that he
Where
got
is he
into a
now?
punch-up. Oh, I think he's
I
retired,
want to
mate.
Google it now.
No,
Retired.
do you know he had a bad time of it as well because he then played. Didn't he play as a sort of he played against some under 16s and he had a fight with effectively a child.
He went alone to Burnley and crashed his car.
Yeah, he went alone to Burnley and crashed his car. Any more Wikipedia that you want to read?
Oh, I knew that already off the top of my head.
Oh, sorry. Why are you reading it then?
He
why
went
are
to
you Googling
Reading
it?
on loan.
Is that where he is now?
Where is he now?
He's a
I think
free
he's
agent
retired.
at the minute. He's a free
retired.
agent.
Well, yeah, he's basically
He's a
retired.
free agent. Would you
Yeah.
get him on the club?
Danny Drinkwater?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
He'd have some stories. He played for United as
I
well.
respect anyone that... He for a season was unbelievable. He's second best midfielder in the league for a season. He was for a season.
Come on, dog.
Him and
He's
Kante.
part of the greatest underdog story ever. There has to be something.
I think
he
that
was
is the great. I
fundamental.
agree with you, Fintan. That is the greatest. It's the greatest sporting story ever. That Leicester win.
What would
They nearly
its
got
be its
relegated the year
competition?
before. I think that's forgotten about.
Yeah.
They were in the relegation battle.
What would
and-
be its competition?
Pardon?
in football or in just in general?
For the biggest underdog story.
Goran Ivanisevic.
But Ivanisevic was only 80-1 when he won Wimbledon. Do
Was
you know what I mean? Like it's an amazing story. He was a wild card who ended up winning Wimbledon. It's amazing. Boris Becker won Wimbledon when he was 17, didn't he? There are amazing stories, but I don't think anything comes close to what Leicester did. Like Leicester is filmic. Like it's
Jamie Vardy will have a Hollywood movie about him at some point. I know there was talks about it, but that will happen because
yeah.
it is
That's
they
why.
could
live.
get
Mrs.
that,
ain't
they could
ruined
get that weird postman guy to play him.
Mate, he follows
yeah.
me, Lee Chappie. Bless him.
Are you friends?
Well, yeah, no, we're not friends. We did a few videos together. But
Oh, really?
yeah,
What, you
yo.
collabed?
do you know about the... So Lee Chappie...
My man's running around saying him and Buvey are mates. and
Well,
Buvey's
and
saying that.
also,
How
why
you
do you
know?
keep calling him that? Is that like your nickname?
His
for
name
him?
is Lee Chappie. That's his
Oh,
full
right, I
name.
thought that was your,
Lee
like, pet name
Chappie,
thing.
right? He looks like Jamie Vardy, and he's also a Leicester City
And he's
fan.
a postie.
So when Leicester City were winning the Premier League on the final day of the season when they won it, he got invited onto the bus with Jamie Vardy and the Leicester City boys because they found it so funny that he looked like Jamie Vardy. And then a month later, Jamie Vardy files a restraining order against him
Because he did get a bit
because
weird.
he got a bit
didn't he?
obsessive with Jamie Vardy. So I'm not going to quote Lee Chappie. That's what I've heard.
What? Vardy's got a restraining order
Against Lee Chappie for like being too much of an impersonator. Like you crowded up, you crowded him out a little bit.
Yeah, he
Doing
did
me
get
out
a
of
bit.
work here.
Yeah,
I wanted
yeah.
to do.
I'm
to go
Jamie
to that
Vardy.
gig. Yeah.
I'm Jamie Vardy. Do you know what I mean? Like not the postman from Leicester City. So yeah,
There we go. And how is Lee these days?
he's a nice lad. He actually commented on our post when we announced the club, I think. So thanks, Lee, for your support.
Thanks, Lee, for your support. It means an awful lot to us. We really do appreciate
The best lookalike I've ever seen, actually.
it. No, he is
He's
incredibly
right up there
Vardy.
for me.
At least he looked like him, because there's a lot of lookalikes where you go,
I know.
No, mate, they're my
There's a
favourite.
David
though.
Beckham
no,
one,
no,
it's like, what?
Mate, it's just a geezer with the same sort of similar haircut.
Yeah.
You've just put a bit of dye in your hair, mate. That don't count. Yeah,
I
you put a Man
guarantee you
United
someone
shirt.
in this chat has called me Harry Potter since I sat down. 100%. Brown hair, glasses.
You can go Harry Potter with basically anyone wearing glasses, can't you?
100%.
You
You've,
like
you've
Harry
actually had, Fintan, a few James Lawrence Alcott shouts.
no.
You don't
That's
look like
again,
James
it's glasses and brown hair.
It's
That's all there is
glasses,
to
yeah.
it.
Is
Yeah,
that it, James?
He's a
You don't
happy
look like
chap.
James.
He's always smiling.
I
I'll
think it's
take
just
it.
glasses.
Yeah, he doesn't
I
look
think
like
it's
James.
You don't want to look like a QPR fan. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to be looking like that. I mean, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think in terms of like all of the, who's your favourite ever lookalike?
I just said Lee Chappie.
What?
my
That's your
favourite,
favourite?
yeah.
It just so happens that your favourite is the guy you know.
I've followed him for
What
years.
coincidence?
Actually, I was in Turkey once, yeah, and it was like this Michael Jackson one impersonator doing dancing and that, and he fell over. He's probably my favourite.
He fell.
You know when he did Michael Jackson?
did
does
the
that thing where
moonwalk.
He does that thing.
Yeah,
where
yeah, when he leans forward,
and he leaned forward and fell over, and I just thought,
Do you think
You're
he
the
had
best.
things in his kind of?
nah, he was in
trousers?
his shoes.
That's that
Or is that,
video.
or is it? Did
no,
he
it's in
train?
your shoe. It's in your shoe. So your shoes stuck to the floor.
But how do you lean forward like that?
So it's
Because
like, if your
that ripping
shoes
your
fixed
Achilles.
into the floor,
no, but if you're
I agree with Rory here.
Yeah, I
So let's
agree with
say-
Rory.
that doesn't work.
It's
still-
trained.
it's
It's
still
muscle
impressive.
memory.
muscle memory, mate.
your shoe fits in like slots.
I
in.
guarantee
No,
you, if
it's
we
not.
tried to do
How
that
does he
right
move
now,
then?
we would
How does he
snap
move?
in half.
Yeah.
Because
It's
if
a
your
great
shoes
move.
don't
You know when
move,
he does the move.
But he's
You
moving
can't
across
fall
the
over.
stage, bro.
He
He's not
leans
standing on the
forward.
stage for 2.5 hours, is he? Singing.
That's the
Billie
moonwalk.
Jean
You're talking
and
about
Bad and all that. He just
two
waits for the
different
one song where he has to do a lean.
Well,
He
he only
stands
used
there
to do
for
that
3
in
hours.
Smooth Criminal.
It's a great. Smooth Criminal, isn't it? And
sorry.
it's when he flicks at the beginning of the video when he flicks the
into the
jukebox.
Yeah.
Yeah, flicks the coin into the jukebox, and then there's that really intimidating like lady.
Are you a big fan of Moonwalker, the film then?
Yes. Very big.
One of the best films of all time.
I like the little, the little kid who's outside who goes, I taught him everything he knew.
And you've even got Thingy in it. What's his name? Joel Pesci?
Yeah.
In Moonwalker as well.
Yeah. No,
Got
that's
all
good.
the
But then all the
stars.
geezers come walking along with their guns. You're just like, oh my God, Michael Jackson's going to die. But guess what? He doesn't.
And he turns into like a Lamborghini or something.
Yeah.
For me, R.I.P. Michael Jackson. I'm going to put it out there.
Yeah. Put it out there.
No, for me. No. I don't care.
Mate,
I don't
you're
care
not putting it out there. That's not like your thing.
There's a lot of hatred for this guy.
No, but you can't make
Michael
R.I.P.
Jackson.
Michael Jackson
RIP.
This is
your
not the
real
hill you
OG.
should die on. This
Yeah.
is not the hill
No,
you
it's
should die
cool.
on.
You should.
But also,
I'll die with you.
you can't own R.I.P. Michael Jackson.
Why? I'm not saying I want. I just said it. I just
No,
said it. as a
you
statement.
went, I'm
I
putting
own
it
my
out there
words.
as if it's
my
yours.
intellectual property.
I just
What I've
want the world to
said on
know
the club is
R.I.P.
mine.
Michael Jackson. I'm putting it out there.
Yeah, I'm putting it out there. R.I.P.
It's not you can't put that
I
out.
am. I have by
But
definition put it
it's out there. It's
Is it? Yeah, I'm putting it more out there.
I don't think that you can own this. I'm sorry. It's
Fine,
it's plagiarism from you because you're not. You're not.
I miss Michael
I reckon
Jackson's
Oprah
music,
Winfrey
you know,
would have
I-
once said it, and that was bigger than what
Oprah Winfrey, fair enough to her.
Do you have a favourite lookalike, Rory? You were keen to find out other people's.
Of all the lookalikes out there, I mean, I like Harry Maguire's lookalike a lot. Do you like Harry Maguire's lookalike? Can you think of anyone?
I haven't seen anyone that. I've never met anyone that looks like Harry Maguire.
Nobody ever.
Never ever.
Are you
I
talking about Buvey?
definitely haven't done a show
Are
with
you
anyone.
Sure.
No, definitely not.
There is
Listen,
definitely-
I've only met this gentleman. I'm not about to start slagging off the size of his head, but I will say that my head looks very small right now.
I'm moving away. Fuck this. I'm moving this way, mate. Fuck this shit. If I move away from the camera, I look smaller. Is that how it works?
That's how cameras
You know where
work.
you're really unlucky there, Boo? You're actually,
I'm actually
very
close-
well proportioned. You're just so
Yeah.
unfortunate that
Yeah.
you're usually seen near me.
Yeah,
which,
yeah.
Which kind of,
100%.
amplifies
It's like
the size
Danny
of your loaf of
DeVito
bread.
and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Next
Yeah, they're the same size. It's just put next to each other. Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger's not even particularly big. He's just
What
next
a
to
film,
Dan
by the
DeVito.
way. Twins.
Twins, great film.
Rory, we've had a super chat from someone who I think is a loyal viewer of yours, Jammy Jam Jaws.
Yeah,
Is that right?
big fan, Hearts fan.
He says, would ask them if they've played Hogwarts Legacy, but Rory would call it childish. He'd
I wanna
rather
play
watch
it.
grown men kick ball in a field like real men.
Is it
I
a
wanna
good game?
play it.
Is it
Still
good
can't get a
reviews?
PlayStation 5.
Is it a computer game?
Still can't get a
It's a computer
PlayStation 5
game.
in Ireland.
Can't get a PlayStation
No,
4.
it's
Because of
Can't play
the
it.
chip shortage.
Yeah, exactly, man.
I don't even know what we're talking about here. Is
Hogwarts Legacy is a game.
is it a computer game?
It's an RPG where
Harry
you
Potter game. Harry
You
Potter
can't
game.
be adults
Rory,
on
can I
a show
explain
like
this
this
to you?
talking
Can I
about a
explain what the
computer
game is,
game
though?
about Harry Potter.
Can I explain what the game is? You're a wizard and you like fly around killing things and stuff.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
You don't play this computer game, do you?
I don't have a PlayStation.
I don't have any
I don't have a
console.
TV. I'm broke.
I don't have a console.
I have a PlayStation.
It's a cost of living crisis.
I had a console called a SNES
SNES.
back in
That
the
was
day.
class, that was.
Yeah, Super
Alex
NES
the
or
Kid in it.
Sega. Get it to the mic selector. That was the only. That was the only. That was the only thing that I would ever have. Like that was the only computer game that I would ever play.
Yeah.
Street Fighter. I was so good at that.
Sonic the Hedgehog was on that, right?
Alex
Sonic,
the Kid.
Alex the Kid was like inbuilt. You had like a
Inbuilt,
free
yeah,
game.
yeah,
You had like a free game upon it. It was amazing.
Did you used to have that game with 3 games? You had the bike game.
Yeah,
ISS,
yeah.
and you
had
had
3 in one.
Bejeweled.
Yeah,
That was
Bejeweled.
class.
Yeah, Bejeweled was
Anyway,
good.
let's not talk about
But
the
no, I
80s.
don't think you should be playing computer games if you're a member of the club. I don't think you should be playing computer games if you're a proper person, and I certainly don't think you should be playing Harry Potter computer games.
Well, look, mate, it's a
Dressing up as a wizard, I
democracy.
mean, hang on a
this
minute.
place. So if Adam agrees with Rory, then fair enough. But I don't think
I
he
play
agrees with me.
computer games.
You shouldn't be
I think
dressing
we
up
should
as wizards
allow-
ever. It's really weird, mate.
I don't dress up as wizards. I'm saying in the video game you play as
No,
a
but
wizard.
you
Have
I
you
don't
ever
dress
did
as a
fancy
wizard.
dress, Rory?
in my life. But I would always be very clever. I'm far too clever for these stupid
Alright, what
things.
was it?
So for example, a mutual friend of ours, Adam Boltwood,
Yep.
he forced us all to go to fancy dress in Prague. And he forced it. It was like, you have to do this. 80s themed. You have to go in as an 80s.
You're an 80s Chelsea player, weren't
Do you
you?
know what I did?
Chelsea kits me.
I went as an 80s casual, which is effectively me wearing a feeler jacket. So I'm in a pub.
in your everyday
I'm in a
wear.
pub with like Mansour, dressed as a idiot
Mario
ninja
or
turtle.
Luigi or something.
Mate, you
Dressed
need
as
to live a
Ninja
little.
Turtle.
There's nothing wrong with a little bit of dress up.
I'm not dressing up. I don't understand.
One of
it.
your
It's fake
dearest
fun.
mates invited you to a lovely lad's holiday and you don't put any effort in.
I went on it. I was there. I went on the holiday. It's
not just about your- it's not just about your
I
presence.
spent
It's not just about
loads
your
of money to
presence.
go to Prague.
It's not just about your presence, it's about putting the extra yard in for your mate.
I did put the extra yard
You
in.
didn't.
I
You
was
wore
there.
a jacket that you would have worn any other day.
But I went as an 80s casual. I made it work.
I think it's average from you.
But
mate.
you,
So what? I can
you
imagine
were an
you
80s
love dressing
casual.
up, don't you?
Me?
Yeah, I can imagine.
No one
I'm
loves
not dressed
dressing up,
as a
but you
Ninja
do
Turtle.
it to be
You-
part
you
of the
do it for your
party.
mates.
No.
don't you?
He's got a perfect head for a Frankenstein.
It's Frankenstein's monster. You obviously never read the book, mate. Okay.
Paint.
What?
Yeah, no, we could
Frankenstein
paint,
is the doctor who creates Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah, but you
You're
know
saying
what-
Frankenstein's
but the show is
monster.
good.
So you're saying I look like a doctor who created the Frankenstein's monster? I'll take that. A very smart guy who managed to reinvigorate life.
Reinvigorate life. No, I don't really like things like that, to be honest. I just
Right,
don't
there
get
is
it.
there is a football game about to happen, boys.
Yes, it is. And
unbelievable.
Liverpool are about to lose at home.
The
to
flags
Everton.
are out.
Can we get some score predictions?
You may. Everton 1, Liverpool 0. The other way around, but
I'm also going to go with 1-0 to be boring. I do think Everton are going to nick it from a corner.
Yeah, I'll go 3-0 Everton.
See, I think we're all expecting Everton to win and Liverpool going to win, unfortunately.
I know what you mean, but I still want to say it.
But Everton to win. 1.
I just can't see Liverpool scoring against Dyche. Super Dyche.
Army.
I can't see. I just think Everton are going to win this. I've never ever gone into a game like this. I've never. Like, do you remember fairly recently they played each other in the cup, and Liverpool played their youth team, and Everton played their first team, and Everton still lost. That day, I said they're never going to beat. Like they will literally never beat them again. They've just lost to the youth team in the cup at Anfield. This is over for Everton. They will never beat Liverpool. But they didn't have Dyche then,
Yeah.
and this is a very good team. You know, like it's a very good team through the lens of Sean Dyche. Dyche will make.
He
this
has
team
all the
work.
ingredients he needs.
They're top
Yeah.
outside
He
starting
does.
11.
Did you see that moment last week? Actually, it was.
They were
it's
incredible
against
last week,
Arsenal.
by the way.
They were incredible. But did you see a moment? I think this is like a microcosm of Dyche and Everton. Onana, he goes in for a 50-50 and he wins the 50-50, and then he gets up and he has to fall down again to win another 50-50, and then he tries to boot it away and the ball clips off an Arsenal player and goes out for an Everton throw-in, and he celebrated it as if he won the European Cup. That's Sean Dyche's Everton.
I was going to talk
That's
about
it.
him. I thought Onana in particular was absolutely. He was unbelievable.
Love him in Chelsea.
He's a
I think
was
he's the
linked
top
with Chelsea.
4 midfielder. Waited.
Love him in Chelsea
He's
midfield.
unbelievable, Onana.
Give
He's
me
good on the ball as well. He's not just a powerhouse in midfield. He's really
look
good
what
on the ball.
Look what Everton are doing. Look what
They
they're
made
doing.
him
This
kick
is so
towards the cross
Dyche.
first half.
See what they've done? They've flipped it.
I hate when that happens. You know.
So they've stopped Liverpool shooting towards the cop in the second half. Just upset the rhythm. So Sean Dyche, win the toss and don't do the honourable thing. What you're supposed to do in that, you know, like the unwritten rule, home advantage. You
A lot of
He's
teams
got
have been
no-
doing that to Villa lately. They've been swapping us and making
I-
us play the upper way, and like we've been doing incredibly well, shooting towards the Holt end in the first half, to the point where now there's talk that maybe we should be going
one of
towards
my
the Holt in
favourite
the
ends in football. That
Mate,
Holt.
I am biased, but I think that
Great stadium.
Goodison Park,
Mm.
Villa Park,
Yeah.
even Stamford Bridge, those stadiums, Anfield,
Yeah, you are completely
Old
correct.
Trafford,
Stamford Bridge.
they're
Oh,
beautiful.
100%,
I just
100%.
love the old stadiums. The
Yeah.
new stadium with the Spurs Stadium
Villa Park's
yeah,
one of
yeah.
my favourite
and
ways.
the Arsenal Stadium and the City Stadium. They're all
Yes.
soulless. There's nothing to them.
Not
You
the
are-
City
you
one.
are completely
not the
correct.
City
We're on the
one,
way.
but you're right.
You are completely
Not
correct.
the City
Not
one.
the City
There's
one.
lots of soul to that. There's no soul in that club.
No, the City
that-
Stadium.
that's
That's the soul in the club.
That
We're
was,
older
that was
than you.
built for the Commonwealth Games, you
Yeah,
moron.
you can't love the stadium, but if you can love the team.
I love what I've seen in the stadium. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, but that's not the same thing, is it?
No, you're right. Yeah.
That's not the same thing. Also, I don't think it's fair if you're being as impartial as possible here. Stamford Bridge is very much part
No,
of
I'm
the
ju-
Ellen
actually, I
Road,
like-
Ellen
the
Road,
away
Goodison
day at
Park,
Stamford Bridge is
Villa
amazing.
Park. Yeah,
It
like
is.
Villa Park, the whole end in full voice is up there with one of the most like sensational aspects of football.
Oh, definitely.
Like the whole end going. I remember when Chelsea played Manchester United when I was a kid, and they put the Chelsea fans in the whole end. I remember being there. It was amazing. Mark Hughes scored against you.
The
And then
semi-
David
so
Beckham-
bring
David
the
Beckham scored for you.
semi-finals of the cups back to
Yeah,
the
that's where it
neutral
should
Ellen
be.
Road Stadium
Old
of
Trafford
Light.
and
Villa Park.
Villa Park it used
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah.
It always used to be Villa Park, didn't it?
Unless it used to be Old Trafford.
Old Trafford, Villa Park,
Yeah.
and Hillsborough. And
I've had a few good ones there. We beat Arsenal there 1-0, Watford 4-1, semi-final against Arsenal again.
Oh yeah, that's where Giggs took his shirt off, isn't it? Who missed the penalty that day? Bergkamp.
Bergkamp, Schmeichel saved it after
Shame,
Phil
innit?
Neville fouled Ray Parler.
Was it Phil Neville and Ray?
I
Park?
think
Oh, it was
Roy-
definitely Phil Neville.
Roy Keane got sent off as well, didn't he?
Mm.
Did he really?
Yep.
Gosh. Oh, here we go. We're underway.
Oh,
there we
come on,
go.
challenge.
There we go.
We kicked off a minute and a half ago, and I said we were underway.
Good
then,
challenge.
but,
Good challenge there.
Rory's here.
You got to let them know. I love these kind of derbies. Do you know fixtures
That's a
like
fresh trim
this?
on
You know,
that.
you know there are just some fixtures that they just fill me with so much joy.
Mm.
This is one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Everton versus Liverpool, Manchester United versus
What's your
Leeds,
favourite
Manchester
Premier
United
League
versus
game as a
Arsenal.
neutral?
Manchester United, Arsenal's up there. I'll always, there are certain fixtures
Manchester
I'll always
United,
watch.
Liverpool.
Manchester
As a
United,
neutral.
Liverpool.
But
Yeah.
they've been poor games, haven't they?
In
But
recent
they,
years,
they
they have.
matter.
Standard.
They really matter.
Have they?
Yeah, they matter.
In the Premier League era?
No, they
you
ma-
could argue they haven't because
No.
Liverpool have never been in a
No,
title
but
race.
you can matter.
very
Things
little.
can matter that aren't necessarily.
No, I know
silver.
what you're trying to say, but
Things can be bigger than points on occasion, can't they?
I don't know. It's hard.
Man United,
I'd say Spurs, Arsenal's
Man
mine.
United Leeds is up there, and they've never been
Yeah.
in a title race. But
Yeah,
there's
you're
like
right, yeah.
venom in that game.
Chelsea, Liverpool,
Chelsea, Liverpool, definitely.
Mourinho, and all that.
I think that there
Man,
are
Everton
certain
are up for this,
fixtures.
by the way.
There
Yeah,
are certain
they are.
fixtures that I will always watch.
Mm.
There are certain fixtures like do you know what? Where do you lot stand on this? This is going to be something I'm really interested in, especially from our viewers, because I've got a feeling I'll be in the minority here. I was talking to there was a big debate going on regarding like the prestige of the Super Bowl and how big is it and how significant is it and all that. And off the back of that, we went on a tangent. I started talking about my love of the FA Cup final. And I genuinely believe that I've never missed a cup final. I will make an effort, whether I'm like this prior to working in football, I would always make a day around the cup final. So I remember when Liverpool played West Ham, I was out in
Yeah, I was at the pub for
like
that.
Clerkenwell, yeah, all day long, like a big all day. I go out for pie and mash early, go and watch the football, go and watch the cup final. I think I've watched every single cup final, and I will never miss one.
Mm.
Do you?
I'm very
share
similar
the love
to
of
that.
the
I
cup?
definitely missed that. I think the COVID one, I couldn't watch any
That
of
was
those
Chelsea.
games. Was it Arsenal, Chelsea,
Chelsea.
Aubameyang?
Yeah.
Aubameyang, yeah.
Aubameyang on Zuma.
I couldn't watch those empty stadium games.
Mm.
Wherever, obviously, I was working for City games and whatever, but I couldn't watch the COVID one. But I think I'm probably similar lines to you.
Do you
with
make
the FA
a
Cup. I
thing
love,
around the cup?
not the
final?
League Cup, but the FA Cup for me because it's
Yeah, the
it's
FA
the
Cup
Saturday,
is
it's the summer.
The best cup competition. I've loved it since I was a kid, though.
Yes,
Like,
have I?
I just loved it from when I was a kid, watching the buses drive in from bird's eye view and
Yeah.
the whole build up.
I reckon they should give a Champions League spot to the FA Cup. Now, most of the big teams will win the FA Cup anyway, and it won't matter that much. But occasionally, you'll get a Portsmouth, or you will get.
Well, do you know
I
what
think
you
the
could do
problem
as
is
well,
if that
though?
happens, your coefficient gets ruined. Because
No,
if
but
Portsmouth go into it,
do
gets
you know
slapped.
what you could do as well? You could give it like I remember when Chelsea. So this is how it used to work. When there was the Cup Winners' Cup, Chelsea ended up getting to the semi-final of the Cup Winners' Cup the same year that Arsenal got to the final. It's a shame that Chelsea didn't win. Actually, Real Zaragoza beat us because we would have played Arsenal in the final. It's the final when Naeem scored from the halfway line against Arsenal in Paris, but. Chelsea got into that. We lost the cup final to Manchester United, but because we were the finalists and they were in the Champions League, we got in anyway.
Okay,
So you
yeah,
could
yeah,
have
yeah.
you could have a situation where you give a place to
Whoever
to
gets
the cup,
furthest.
but exactly,
Yeah.
So whoever gets there furthest.
Go on. What's he doing?
Stop it!
Oh,
Why
he's
did
so
he wait?
fucking slow, man.
Do you know one thing that
Shocker
is
from Matip there.
you guys all support clubs where you actually have a very reasonable chance of winning trophies, but Unai Emery's come in, he's done incredible, and I'm sure you've seen we lost to Stevenage. No excuse to lose to Stevenage ever, but we rested like half our team. And Aston Villa this year are not going to get relegated.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into Europe. And I understand you have a squad for a reason, but Aston Villa should be playing their full squad every week in the FA Cup. If you want to rest for the League Cup, fine. I don't agree that you should, because for me, I was at Wembley once with my dad. It was when we lost to Manchester City just before the lockdown. That day out is so much more special, and the idea and the chance to win a cup for a club like Aston Villa is so much bigger than like, let's finish ninth. I understand if you're in the bottom three of the Premiership or around that area.
Completely agree.
I think he'll be looking at, actually, can I sneak Conference League? Can I sneak?
Yeah, that's fair.
Aston Villa straight into
He had an
Europe?
amazing start. He had one.
Do you know what I mean?
He'd beaten Manchester United and Brighton in the first two games, and I believe Stevenage might have been the third. So I do understand that, but it's heartbreaking that we've not had many
Because
runs.
also you might win the cup.
Potentially,
you
especially
might-
when it's
you
Unai
might-
But then
Emery who's won
got to
4
the
Europa
final,
leagues.
But you referenced the final against City in 2019.
Yeah.
He didn't have. I mean, it's a money. You know, Chelsea got a shot against City. And Man United aren't. Some of these sides that get to the final. I know Wigan. But it's 95%. It's going to be the top six
I
that
know.
win the cup.
I know that I'm definitely in the minority here, and this isn't how football clubs apply themselves at all. But you know, if I were a Villa fan, and Villa have rested players in the cup to prioritise the league, I'd actually say, if I were a Villa fan, rest people in the league for the cup. Like the cup could be, you're not going down. You're not going to go down. You're also not going to qualify for Europe via the league. So just go.
But
for
the clubs and these new age managers don't see it like that. But I know
the
what
thing
you're
is,
trying to say,
their
obviously.
jobs are on the line, and the money's so big for the league.
Emery
position.
would rather come 8th than 9th and get to the semi-final of the FA Cup. He'd
don't-
rather come 8th than 9th.
I would rather.
Emery's came in and said that his
Mental.
main goal was to win
Silver.
a cup for Villa, though. And
Silver.
I believe him when he says it.
So
But after safety secured, though, of course.
We'll talk about
next
Emery
year.
in a bit. Someone I want to talk about today, for sure, is Graham Potter. Not been doing too well
Thought
at the
you
moment.
might.
I've got some stats here. 2 wins in the last 13
Of
games.
course you do.
Those wins coming against Palace and Bournemouth. More points dropped at the weekend versus. I thought this was a stat. It's just literally a fact.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
they,
yeah,
I mean,
so
there's very similar.
encouraging
There's an
signs.
overlap in the
Okay.
Venn
They are the
diagram of
same-
stats and facts. There's a huge
They are
grey
very-
area.
I mean,
Very similar
I
things.
thought these were all stats. Clearly not.
Stats and facts.
So
though,
I've been misled. there,
That's
but
our fact.
2 wins in the last 13 games.
two wins in 13, and
You've not won in a month or something like that.
no, it's really worrying. And do you know what the biggest thing is? I think we can focus on. I mean, there's an awful lot to talk about, but the thing that I'm just finding like really difficult to rationalise with regard to Graham Potter and Chelsea is his approach. It's the way that he conducts himself. It's the way that he talks. There is a very particular way to speaking when you're a winner. There is a very particular way to viewing the world and viewing football when you're a winner. And he does not conform to it at all. He's talking as if he is still the manager of Brighton. His approach, his application is still like he's the manager of Brighton. Like today, I do my best to stay off social media, but I actually went onto Twitter to vent my spleen because I was so angered by the way that he was talking about playing
What did he
against
say?
Dortmund. He effectively said, we're a good team and we could beat them, but they're a really good team as well, and we have to be very respectful of them, and we have to be very wary of what they pose. So we're going there full of respect, full of trepidation almost, and we'll do our best. We'll try. This is the word that he is obsessed with. Trying.
Sounds like Moyes at United, kind of, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But you
I'm
don't
gonna say the
try.
same
You don't try when you're at Chelsea. You try at Brighton, and that's why you can like go an awful long time without any wins and keep your job. You don't try at Chelsea. You succeed, and there is an approach to being the Chelsea manager that, and it isn't only Chelsea. This is applicable to top tier managers. There is a way that you go about your business. There's a way that you conduct yourself, and there is a way that you act. You know, when Chelsea were robbed at the London Stadium against West Ham, effectively, Souček has saved a shot with his hand.
Save of the season so
There's
far.
no reason for him to go down. He's standing completely isolated, and he's gone down to save it. Otherwise, he would stay on his feet. He's literally gone down in order to save the ball. In that moment, Chelsea were robbed. The way that Potter conducted himself in the press conference post match was just so not in keeping with how you should act.
Yeah, soft.
He basically went, you win some, you lose some. These things happen. And I was thinking, do you know what? And again, to take this broader than Chelsea, you know, in 2007 when Alex Ferguson was Manchester United manager, can you imagine Cristiano Ronaldo having a shot that was destined towards the goal, that was saved by a defender, and Fergie's post-match press conference? How would he react? How would Mourinho in 2005 have reacted if Frank Lampard pinged one in that was...
Are we in a different era?
No, you're not. You're not.
No,
How would Jurgen Klopp react?
Mikel Arteta
You're
would be
right.
calling
How
for a
would-
police investigation.
How
if
would
that's what
Mikel
went
Arteta
down.
react? Who has a winning mentality?
Rightly or wrongly?
And his begrudging acceptance to this sort of... Like, I think he should have been going crazy. I think he should have been demanding...
But that's never been
an
his
inquiry.
style.
I think that's one of the
been
things
that
No, but
guy.
it's a style of a winner.
I know it's a Chelsea style,
You've got
whatever,
to-
but
you
that
can have-
isn't who Graham Potter is.
You can have the tactical ability or the coaching ability, which he clearly has and he's shown over the years. But like Fintan said, it reminds me of Moyes at United. And there comes a point where do you have the personality, the character, the arrogance to a certain level
Yeah, you're right.
to kind of walk in somewhere and like just say, I'm supposed to be here, I'm going to win, and you like either coming with me or you're not.
He has none of those stereotypical qualities that you associate with Chelsea manager. And with Chelsea, again, there is a winning mentality that he doesn't exude any of those qualities. Think of the qualities that, if I were to say Chelsea, what is it? Like somebody who's never been at Chelsea but would exude Chelsea. Diego Simeone. Diego Simeone has it. It's arrogance, it's aggression, it's desperation, it's will to win. It's
Luis Enrique is the manager that's going to end up at that club, I believe. It's so odd that Todd Bowley has gone for
They
this
won't sack
extravagant
him.
spend.
about Luis Enrique.
they won't sack. They
No.
won't sack.
Luis Enrique
They
or
won't sack,
Diego ends up there.
Maybe Simeone.
Simeone feels very Chelsea, but they won't sack Potter at the moment. I really don't think they will.
Do
And I
you
don't
not think
even
it's a little
want
bit
them to at
odd,
the moment.
though, that they spent so much money and then they went for that kind of manager? Because he has to manage so many big names. I wanted Potter to be the Aston Villa manager and I thought he was fantastic.
That's the kind of job he should have got.
Yeah.
I would have loved him. It was who I really wanted when we got Gerrard, but
The
for
thing is
Chelsea,
with Potter, it's just not working. Like
But Reece James came out today and he said, I'm really excited about where we'll be in the next couple of years. And he made this statement sort of saying, we are going to be one of the best sides in the world
Players
in a couple
say
of
that,
years.
though.
No, but what I'm trying to say by that is that it's not the approach that they've signed 5 or 6 world-class 30-year-olds. They spent, obviously, a lot of money. We've sat on the show and slagged off a lot of it. But whatever you do say about the quality of signings they've made, they're all about what? 11, 12, 13 signings of a certain age category. And Graham Potter, whether you like it or not, has done very good things with young players at Brighton. I'm in agreement that I don't think he's the right manager, but the calm approach that he brings to Chelsea might just be an approach that maybe you're not used to, that the owner wants a year and a half of solidity, that he can grow in the role and hopefully breed success through being calm.
I hope you're correct.
Do you know what I mean?
I hope that you're correct. Annoyingly, I wish that I agreed with you, and I will do my best to agree with you because this is the philosophy that I need to adopt. This is the philosophy that I need to embrace. But ultimately, I don't think that he is going to work at Chelsea.
No, you're right.
I think he would have already been sacked by previous owners.
Oh, he would have never got the job. He would have never.
100%.
He would have never got the job.
Before we go back to that, this game, by the way, Everton are dominating possession. Liverpool seemingly hitting them on the counter-attack. They had a dangerous free kick recently. Still 0-0, but it's looking feisty. And this Everton team, they already look like a team.
fighters.
They look confident. Their shape's good.
They look bigger.
Like they look like
They've
the
risen to
team
it.
that are playing at home.
Yeah.
Weirdly
They've had a lot
enough.
of the ball, considering that they're the away team. Considering it's Anfield as well. It's like this Liverpool Everton at Anfield. Like there should only be one winner here.
Look at the result against Arsenal. It's given them a free swing against Anfield
Mate,
because
imagine if
that
they
win
take
came
6
out of nowhere.
points. Imagine if they
Exactly.
take 6 points and they're out of the
I
relegation
would
zone.
retire if I was Sean Dyche. If he goes back-to-back wins, I just walk out of there saying my job is done. It's never going to get better for Sean Dyche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just
it
keep
is an
that.
amazing. It is an amazing.
He's a good
start.
manager. He gets Everton into Europe and he wins them a cup.
Talking about Potter, is he that? Are we seeing a manager that is out of his depth though? You know how we spoke about Moyes, we've spoken about, even mentioned Sean Dyche. These are good coaches, at a certain level.
I think
Is he able to go up to that level? And is the expectation almost?
But do you know what's important to acknowledge, right? Chelsea played really well. Chelsea played really well against West Ham for 25 minutes. We dominated. We had the ball in the back of the net 3 times. One of them counted, and we scored a glorious goal. Like it was a beautiful, beautiful goal, beautifully crafted. But the reason that goal was scored is because Enzo Fernandez is quality and Joao Felix is pure silk. So they're gonna Joao Felix is gonna score goals like that if Enzo Fernandez is gonna chip the ball in like that, and he's gonna do that. So it isn't necessarily down to system or style of play or particularly the tactics. It's just 2 really good
Do
footballers
you
combining.
think the way that Cucurella is playing at left
Oh
back?
my God, that
But I need
geezer!
to ask you a que-
That geezer is the worst
I've
footballer.
seen a compilation where Murdoch made some amazing runs and Cucurella just passed it back inside and slowed it down so much. But do you think that is coming from Potter? Because
Cucurella,
it's so slow.
Cucurella is no. I hold Graham Potter accountable to a lot, but not this. This is due to the incompetency of Cucurella. He is absolutely atrocious. He is a warning sign. Do not sign a footballer off the back of one good season. You know, like there've been some examples of
Enzo
Nicola Pepe is
Fernandez
an
did
example.
come off the back of one
I think
season,
it's
right?
a dangerous.
Not even that,
I
6
think-
months.
I think he also did win a World Cup, which I think elevates you a touch. Like with Cucurella, he was Brighton's Player of the Year. Like, you know, like he didn't win a World Cup.
£50 million for Cucurella. a left back.
63.
Oh, 63.
65 with
63.
VAT.
63. But knowing, yeah. Anyway, so no, Cucurella is like atrocious, like absolutely.
I'm so glad we were going to
absolutely-
sign him 50.
Mate, do you know what? Do you
He's
know I was
ours.
thinking about this?
Oh, yeah, they
Mate,
snooped
do you
in,
know
didn't they?
what you need to be really careful of if you're a football club? You need to be so careful of Manchester City pretending that they want to sign a player because they don't.
Jorginho, right?
Mate, they
Harry Maguire.
They pretend
Harry Maguire,
Alexis
I
Sanchez.
don't
we
believe
wanted,
that.
Alexis
we
Sanchez.
wanted
Cristiano
Jorginho.
Ronaldo as
we
well,
wanted
right?
Jorginho.
Alexis Sanchez.
We wanted
Harry
Ronaldo.
Maguire.
He wanted us.
Alexis Sanchez, Harry Maguire,
I
Cristiano
don't-
Ronaldo.
Cristiano Ronaldo wanted to join Man City and he chose United
Fred.
as second choice.
Have
They-
you seen the clip in
Fred-
All or Nothing
Fred-
where Pep is slagging off how slow Maguire is?
I don't remember that. But it
I
doesn't
just
surprise me.
don't,
I know, though,
don't
for a fact
believe
that
that they were
teams-
ever in for Maguire.
No, I don't. I think that they do it on purpose. I don't think that they were ever in for Cucurella. They just knew what they were doing. You've got to be so careful.
I think they were in for him. You know, when
They weren't in
Zinchenko
for
was leaving.
Maguire.
We
But
needed a
not at
long-term
60,
left
70,
back. I know
not
what
at
you're trying to
60,
say,
70
but-
million.
Mate, Alexis Sanchez. You constantly nearly sign a
Yeah, but
player,
that's different.
don't sign the player, and then the player's
But we've
terrible.
done that with forwards, like, you know, these big, exciting forward players. But the left back position, we've never filled that for years. Kolarov, Gael Clichy, it's never been right. Never been right.
No, he's right with
Cucurella
Zinchenko, but your
definitely
arrogance
fitted the bill.
Your arrogance got rid of him.
Who?
Zinchenko.
Zinchenko.
No, there's a real argument about Zinchenko that he wasn't good enough as left
He
back.
was good enough because
No, he
he's proving
wasn't.
that he's
He
good.
cost us the Champions League final. He
There's
tried to
times
play
when
off
he does get
He's not-
exposed.
He'll never be a
No,
world
No,
class
Pep
left back.
Guardiola cost you the Champions
He got
League
hooked
final.
at United.
Pep Guardiola cost
Yeah,
you. Don't do that to Zinchenko.
The goal,
Pep Guardiola
the goal was
cost you.
poor defending. I'm
Zinchenko
sorry.
got hooked at United because he was getting a bit torn apart.
Yeah, he's not. He's a top level player, but he's not a world class left back, and he never will.
What
be.
about
He's not a
Cancelo?
world class left back. He's just not.
He's certainly a
He's not-
better
he's-
left back than Rico
I
Lewis.
think it's not. Yeah, Rico Lewis is that's a different argument. That's a different.
No, it's a different argument because you don't
Rico
like it
Lew-
because
no,
it proves
no,
my point.
no,
that you
no,
shouldn't let him go.
No, because ultimately Rico Lewis has been playing right back this season.
You're saying that you only have world class left backs, and therefore Zinchenko isn't acceptable.
No, I'm saying there's been a massive issue at City even since the takeover. We've never really had an Ashley Cole for 8 or 9 years at Chelsea. We've never had that, and Zinchenko definitely didn't fit the bill. That's why we let him go.
Well, letting
He's
Cancelo go ain't going to help that.
Well, I disagree with that as well. I thought it was absolutely crazy letting someone like him go. He was the best fullback in the world last season.
That was defo a shot from Darwin Núñez. This is
I
what I
love
mean
Darwin
about this
Núñez,
guy. He's a
man.
mess.
He's a
I love
donkey.
him.
He's a
I
donkey.
love
He's a
him.
car horse.
He's exciting to watch. I'm not saying he's fantastic at football, but he's exciting to watch. He's madness.
I don't get it.
It's like if Mick Foley played up front for you. He's just throwing himself about.
He's a
chucking
car
himself
horse. He's
into
a car
things.
horse.
guy at Beverly Hills Cop.
Man,
I
guy,
reckon he
wrestler.
suffers from being
Who's the
compared to
guy
Haaland,
at
though.
Beverly Hills Cop?
Axel Foley.
Axel Foley. That's the main Foley.
Yeah.
What's that reference to? What's that?
Beverly Hills Cop. Eddie Murphy.
Never watched
You
it.
don't know Eddie Murphy?
I know Eddie Murphy. I've never watched that film.
You've never seen Beverly Hills Cop?
No.
You're a
What?
ridiculous person. You are ridiculous.
Have you ever seen Police Academy?
I've never seen either.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, see.
Jesus.
Go on, let's say that again.
No.
Is he a ridiculous person? Why?
He's all right round here.
I did. I did warn Rory that I'm terrible when it comes to movies. Before
Yeah,
I came on.
I had a whole like spiel planned.
He had a
regarding
bunch of
film.
poker movies.
Yeah, the Cincinnati
Rounders?
Kid. The
Seen it once.
You've seen Rounders once.
Once, yeah. Yes.
Can I
That's
ask,
the best
just
one.
while we're doing this then, will you watch old films, like back in the
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. I love him.
Please do me a favour by the time we next come on the club. Watch the Cincinnati Kid poker film. It's elite. It's
Message me,
amazing.
I'll watch
It's amazing. Ladyfinger.
Do you not
and all
give
that.
Darwin
It's great.
Núñez a little bit of a chance because he's so young? Because Salah.
Cheers,
No,
cheers, Fintan.
He's gone, mate. For me, he's a car horse.
No, I think the truth is somewhere between the pair of you. Like there, it's really not going well. It's really not looking good. But you have to give him at least until the end of the season before you actually judge.
I've decided not to. I think he's a car horse.
But you do this like you've written Mudryk off the back of less than 90 minutes of football.
Hold on, you've written Haaland off in the summer.
Yeah.
No, I didn't write him.
Yeah.
off. I didn't. Hang on, it wasn't. I didn't write him off.
German league and all that.
I didn't write-
rubbish.
I didn't write
He's
him
only
off.
going to break all
I didn't write
sorts
him
of
off.
records.
But he's going to cost you the
10
league
goals.
title, mate. He's going to cost you the league title.
You
So
literally famously wrote him off.
didn't write him off. I said he'll score a lot of goals this season. 15.
What, 15?
It's a lot of goals, mate. I don't know
what's
he's
mad,
going to
yeah?
be mental.
Do you know what's mental? He's been in some iconic shows like EastEnders, The Bill, Doctor Who. I reckon more people have seen that clip of him
getting beat
about
up.
Haaland,
Then Ian Bill.
then seeing him lamping Patrick Truman.
Everyone saw that.
No.
My dad, who has no idea what I do for a living. Like when my dad's not. I was having a chat with him in the pub, which sort of tells you where he spends the majority of his time. And I was trying to explain to him what I do for a living, and he just didn't get it. Right. He sent me this thing, and it was me, that clip. Right. Do you know what it said? It went, "Is this you?" I was like, "Yes, Dad." He went, "What is it?" I was like, don't worry about it. But that's how far it got. It got to a man who has never, ever seen social media. He'd have no idea that this exists.
Yeah, but when Ian Bill picked you up by your collar and slapped you about, that was primetime EastEnders. That's 12 million people watching that. That's different level of virality.
Can I just point something out? This is very important because I know what you're doing and I know how you're phrasing it. If I had a straightener with Ian Bill, that was scripted. So
I thought it was real.
No, that was scripted. If I had a straightener with Ian Bill, he goes over.
I know when it's real.
Ian Bill goes over. Ian Bill goes over. If it was scripted,
He smashes you up.
why did he have to bring backup then?
Who?
Why did he have to bring Jake Wood as backup?
Well, you had a strap, bro.
Yeah, but
What's the gun?
yeah, what's the backup gonna do?
Yeah, you've got a gun. He needs to
turned
bring
up
someone.
with Max Brandon because he knew that if he came for the straightener, Craig Dixon's going to lay him out.
I don't think you could take Ian Bill. I'm sorry. I know you've been very kind to me, having my back here, but I don't
Ian
think
Bill's hardcore, bro. He's a hardcore guy.
Ian Bill goes over in real life, but on as part of the script, I would allow that to happen.
Did you just see that? Oh, this Nunez is a carthorse from Uruguay. He shot from 30 yards out. It's just dribbled along.
Someone
the
in the
grass.
comments said Nunez is Ollie Watkins Mark II. I think Ollie Watkins is better.
Yeah, Ollie Watkins starts.
Ollie Watkins gets a harsh time from Aston Villa fans and from neutrals. He's a decent striker.
He's not a very good player, though, is he?
He's got. Here's the thing, right?
Scored yesterday.
He scores.
Good finish against City.
He has 100 games for Villa. He scored 34 goals. He scores 1 in 3. If you score 1 in 2, you're at an elite club. You're one of the best strikers in the world, right?
He's not a very good player. Like, it's all very nice, and these stats are very.
He's just giving you some stats.
He's,
But
he's-
he,
Are you going to use them or not?
Do you know what I think
he
of
holds
that?
the ball up very well. Any of their big results against the best teams, they've been because Watkins was very good.
He's not very good. He's
not
never
gonna-
very
Better
good.
than, better than
I
Danny Ings
support
for them.
Aston Villa, right? I'm
Well, Danny Ings
not
at West
trying to
Ham
win the
got
Champions
injured.
League.
Danny Ings is a way better player.
No, not anymore. Not anymore.
He can't lead the
Not
line.
anymore.
He's-
Not anymore.
No, he might be finished.
He's a better finisher, but he's not a
Ollie
better player.
Watkins will
You're right,
never
you're right.
ever
Better
be
natural striker.
Ollie Watkins will
Watkins
never have
more.
a season like Danny Ings.
What season's that?
Mate, Danny Ings is mustard.
Give me a
you know?
season.
I don't,
What year?
I don't know off the top of my head. But Danny Ings.
You know what?
Danny Ings was class.
Yeah, you are.
When he got that
Southampton.
Liverpool move, he was class.
Burnley, yeah.
He scored 20 goals, I think, in the league for Southampton.
Yeah,
as well.
he was. No,
Yeah,
you,
so put
all
that in your
joking
pipe and
aside.
smoke it.
No, I'm backing you actually now, mate.
No,
So-
well, you just flip
Why-
flopped.
Why do I have to?
People say that to me a lot. You flip flopping, mate. I don't want your support.
Yeah,
I don't want
and
your
also,
support.
you can change your mind.
Stick your support
Yeah,
when the sun don't shine.
I'm entitled to change my mind.
Stick your support when
I
the sun
agree with
don't
Rory now officially.
shine. No,
Danny Ings is top
unacceptable. We
striker.
don't want you on this side of the table.
Officially.
Oh, lovely touch. Well played, sir.
Mate, this midfield's class.
Class.
That's shocking.
Leave Sims alone.
This Sims guy,
man.
man, he's League Two. He's League Two.
He's written off. He's done. Get
done,
out.
yeah.
League Two.
He's had a couple of bad touches today.
Yeah. Not easy though, is it?
It's a big
Take
game
the
to come
touch
into.
on
Is it
your
his
feet.
Everton debut?
I just
might
feel like
be, it
Everton
might
will
be.
have this game under control, you know. It's like they are happy with what's going on.
But Everton take a point as well. It's a very good point for Everton. It's not such a good
course.
point for Liverpool. It's a really good point for Everton. This.
Do
How
Liverpool-
bad does how bad does Lampard look, by the way?
It's
He
great.
Lampard's
pisses off and they
shocking.
beat Arsenal like first.
I don't
thing.
think he gets the
I think
Swindon
it-
Town job.
I think it's
Do
a
you know what I mean? That was
bad.
going a
I
few
think
weeks
it's a bad look. Like you always get this, don't you? But it's also what people always say when it's not Lampard is it's a really bad look on the players. Like when a new manager comes in and all of a sudden the
Yeah.
players are done.
When he left
Like,
Chelsea,
don't get me wrong.
won a
This
Champions League.
isn't me. This isn't me making any sort of defence for Lampard. It was unacceptable at Everton. It was right that he was sacked. But I think there's a lot of blame to go around.
When people say, the players have thrown the manager under the bus, and I used to hear this a lot about Mourinho, I don't buy into that because it's the manager's job to keep everyone on side. So if you lose people and you lose your dressing room, that's your fault.
Yeah.
But also,
So
as a
even
footballer,
if they have thrown you under the bus,
No,
it's
but as a
because you've
footballer,
lost the dressing room.
But as a footballer, your responsibility is to put personal emotion aside and to do your best every time you step on the
There's
pitch.
only so long that can last. So, for example, if us three keep coming to work every day, but one of you is just being a knob, eventually that's going to just fuck everyone up.
Played Salah.
Do you know what I mean?
No,
and he's a knob all the time. So.
on some level I would agree, but I would also say like, do you remember the season where Chelsea just had the year off and they did throw Mourinho under the bus? Whether they were right to throw him, whether you think Mourinho made the bet, but Eden Hazard, we know how much talent he had. He literally had a year off. He didn't kick a football
Mate,
for
I don't
a year
think he's ever
until
come
he stopped
back,
Tottenham
really.
winning the league. And no, well, he came.
One
He
season
then had a
back.
good
Season
season for
after, yeah.
Chelsea. He had a good season for Chelsea the year that we beat Arsenal in the European Cup. Not the European Cup, a European Cup final.
And then he went to Real Madrid the year after that, or was it one more year?
No,
at
that year.
Chelsea?
That was the end. So he won his last game for Chelsea.
And now
would have been in
he's not doing anything, is he?
No. I think he's officially Real Madrid's worst ever signing.
Do you feel there's a bit of that with Klopp at Liverpool? Because you remember when he first came in, I can't remember who was in the team. It was like Origi and
Yeah, it was a bad side.
Lallana. It wasn't a great side, but it was
Benteke.
against Tottenham on the first day, and I know he had them all running into the ground. I feel like you don't see that as much with this Liverpool side. Maybe they're aging a little bit, but some of the goals...
It's the classic Michael Jordan thing, isn't it? After you've won the first one, how do you go back and win and win and win and keep winning? It's hard.
No, but the other thing that I think, do you know what I think people don't acknowledge as having a massive impact on this Liverpool team and maybe Klopp himself? Remember, this Liverpool team were 2 games away from immortality. Like, remember, you know how we talk about the Invincibles, or at least how some people talk about the Invincibles? What Liverpool were a rizzle of paper away from doing last year was way better than that.
Also, the way they
And
lost the
these-
title on the last day.
Exactly.
Aston Villa 2 up,
These
throwing it
players-
away.
But the
These
Champions
players
League
will
final,
never.
poor.
These players will never. They know that however good their career goes, they were 2 games away from immortality. That's got to be again, somebody more intelligent
But they
than me will
recovered
tell you
from
that's
it.
a
I mean,
psychological.
In the 18-19 season, they got 97 points. If they'd beaten City, they could have been the highest points achievers ever, and they could have won a double with a Champions
don't think
League.
it's
They
as
won the
close.
Champions League, though, so they had a bit...
But they could have that
Yeah.
if it was for one game. They were one game away from winning a double with a Premier League with potentially 100+ points.
But mate, that's not. You
So
can't-
what I'm trying to say is they've done it before, and then they've gone
no,
back,
it's not the same.
experienced
It's not the
failure,
same.
and then gone
because
back.
they didn't experience failure because they won the Champions League that year. They didn't
I
experience
think they
failure.
were. I think they would have been frustrated. They never beat City that season. They could have beaten us at
Last year
Anfield.
would have felt like, I know they had a domestic cup double, but I think it would have felt. Can you imagine losing the European Cup final in Paris, having gone all the
Oh
way?
yeah, I know what you mean. I know, but you know what I'm trying to say. There was definitely a.
But also, is there not just
dip.
is there not a case for this? Like, you know, when you think about the teams that are uninspiring this year, West Ham United.
Chelsea.
West Ham United are definitely not the level we thought they'd be. Chelsea, definitely not the level you thought they'd be. Liverpool, definitely not the level you thought they'd be. Do you know what they have in common? They've all played a lot of football. Like remember, West Ham United got to the semi-final of the Europa League. That's
Yeah.
not easy. This year, it's taken its toll. Chelsea
Leicester City even had a
in the
bit of a
last
European run.
Leicester City. Chelsea in the last 3 years. Like, we've been to a Champions League final. We went to 2 domestic finals last year. We were in the Club World Cup as well. It's going to have an impact. Good finish there, Henderson. I know it doesn't count, but lovely curling left
could-
foot. Very much my range, that. Very much.
It could also be those teams that you mentioned have bad recruitment.
I do think, even though I like Núñez, it was extremely reckless to go and spend that budget on a striker when their midfield seems to be lacking.
And then Gakpo.
Selling Mane.
And then they did
And
it
they
again.
got Arthur.
And then they did it again with Gakpo. Like, I think Jurgen Klopp does. I think he gets a lot of praise, but some of the recruitment hasn't been good enough.
Mane
two
for one season
Liverpool's
for 30 million
recruitment,
quid
though.
is better than Gakpo for 5 years. If you keep Mane for 1 year, that's better than what Gakpo will give you for 4 or 5 years
Agreed.
for the same price.
Agreed. But I don't.
Seriously.
If your goals are the same, if you're to go and to win a Champions League and a league title, that's what the bigger clubs do. But Liverpool have never been run like that. They don't have the resources that City do.
Of course.
I think it's really harsh to say that Liverpool's recruitment has been poor in general because their recruitment was so good, and that's the only reason they've been able to compete with
but
City.
it's been
Up until
poor.
a point, though.
No, I agree.
Up
No, I
until
do
they've
agree.
had success. And then
Also-
once they had that success, they've never really...
Pushed on.
Also,
They never
you know
did
when
what
you say-
Ferguson did, where he just goes signs 2 players and throws
Like,
out.
with
like the main
Naldum
player.
left, who replaced him, really?
Do you know what, Fintan, as well? You know, when I say recruitment, effectively what I mean there is the revolving door.
No, I agree.
Not
yeah.
one player
What's going
has
on?
left Liverpool for more than 30 million quid.
Who's this ref?
Not one player has left Liverpool for more than 30 million quid.
Well, that's not true.
Who?
Since when? Coutinho.
Yeah, recent era. Of course, in the history of the game, but since Klopp, when last 5 years,
what big players go from any big club?
Mane, Mane's worth more than 30 million quid, isn't he?
Yeah, but like name a player that's gone from Chelsea. Like, has that happened?
What, Hazard? Courtois.
Is that
Chelsea
not,
made
is that
loads
not
of
around the same time as Coutinho?
No, Hazard went 2019.
Okay, fair.
We sold Sterling for 50.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
I
That's fair.
don't think Liverpool generate enough. Like, you know, when Wijnaldum left, for example.
But I think you'd be getting
Good player.
criticised.
But I think Mane is hot. You can't ask for any more for Mane.
Why not?
You can't.
1 year. What did
If you
Trossard
have to
just go
sell,
for?
but what I'm saying, if you have to sell, he shouldn't have gone.
What did
So if you
Trossard
have
go?
to, if you're an executive at Liverpool, right, we're selling Mane. The market value for someone at that age with 1 year on his contract is about 30 million quid. Do you know what I mean? That's the reality of it.
But
He's worth 100.
I also think at the time, he's best footballer in the world.
Yeah, I know, but
at the
even
time, he's
what, he's
best
got
footballer
1
in
year
the world.
deal.
He's not a 30 million
Well,
pound player.
Henri
Doesn't
went
matter
to
if you've got
Barcelona
one
for
day on your
16 mil.
contract. You're not a 30 million pound player. If
In the
you're
market, he is. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
And also,
I don't agree.
He
Liverpool
should never
probably
have
got
been
all
sold.
their money back for Mane in that deal. And I think that kind of comes into it as well.
That's not. It's,
How much
it's
they
never
spent
worth
on
it.
players.
It's never worth it.
I think they'll make a loss on like Nunes and that.
It's one of the
But in
worst
terms
deals
of
in the
Mane,
history
they
of the
didn't
league.
make a loss on him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I still think that he was clearly worth more than 30 million
Oh, yeah,
quid
yeah,
when
of
they sold
course.
You
him.
know what I mean? As a player, with a 5-year contract, he's worth 125 million quid. Easy.
I still think that at the time you could have easily argued he was the best footballer in the world.
Yeah.
Not 30
Well,
million
he's the
pound.
most important player for these lads.
Do you think there's an element that he's owed a reasonable departure after what he's done for being
Yeah.
there? Because that's what Sterling got from City, I believe.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. That was a factor. in it as
Yes,
well.
it's just Liverpool Liverpool haven't done that because Liverpool are FSG. They're the Fenway Sports Group that want to make money out of football. City have a benefactor. It's very different.
But Mane says, I'm going to Bayern Munich, nowhere else. Bayern say, I'm not paying more than £30 million. Like, what option do they have?
Keep him. He's on contract.
Yeah, that's the right call. But the market value
him,
for
he's-
someone on one.
keep him or go to
So why
Bayern
did
for
Thierry
50?
Henry go to Barcelona for 16 million quid? He was worth 50, 60, 70 million quid back in the day. He had 1 year left on his contract.
No, but that was also Arsenal's greatest ever player leaving, wasn't it?
But that's comparable to Mane. It's comparable to Mane. He wants to leave. Got 1 year left on his deal. You get as much money as you can out of him.
Well, but
It was stupid,
maybe
nonetheless.
well
It
then
was
maybe
stupid.
Arsenal should have got more money. Also, at that time, what are we talking here? We're talking 2007.
7. He was
What did you
30,
say it was?
29.
16
what
million
is
quid.
Alisson doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was way undervalued. I remember at the time.
Right.
Way undervalued. Yeah.
They just used that 30 million quid to give it all to Salah to keep him, didn't they? I feel like
Yeah.
they picked
You're right.
one or the other and they just went, right, we're taking Salah.
And Mane was better last year than Salah.
Just hasn't happened for Salah. Well, since when he got back from AFCON, wasn't it?
Isn't
This
it
time last
crazy
year.
how often a player gets the big deal and it's just done?
No, it's
Like,
amazing.
I know it was Arsenal a few times, like with Ozil and Aubameyang,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
just get that big money deal and they're just like, all right, cheers.
Yeah.
I don't think it's...
Chelsea were always good with it. Even John Terry got a 1 year deal every year, and it kept people.
I don't.
It felt like it kept
I just
people
don't
hungry.
understand because it can't be a choice, can it? Like, obviously, I don't have a footballer's mentality or an elite sportsman's mentality, but I just can't understand. Like, Mohamed Salah hasn't got his contract and decided not to play.
Oh, 100%
Aubameyang
no.
didn't get his contract and decided not to play.
Mm.
So I don't know what
It's a
happened.
subconscious, though.
There's definitely an element...
It's
They're
a
not fighting
subconscious.
for it
innit? It's like what is it Marvin Agler said? When you wake up with silk sheets, you're less inclined to get up early and go running and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. I'm not saying it's the same exactly,
What
but
happened with McGregor outside football, right?
yeah,
Kinda
you
similar.
get comfortable. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've got maybe he was working for that big contract. Do you know what I mean? When you look at where some of these players come from, and
Yeah.
it'd be the same. Graph for a contract, and you think, oh yeah, I've made
I've
it.
got the contract.
He's not being helped by Trent's being in awful form. Fabinho's in awful form. He's getting worse
No, the
service
team
than
are
ever
just-
before.
Yeah. The team.
He's got a winger on. He's got Nunes who when he
Salah's
kicks
also
the ball,
been
it
their
goes
best player.
backwards.
Still,
Has he?
he's got he's top goal scorer, if that counts.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
Do you think?
Yeah,
I
you're
suppose
pretty right.
how much can you put down? How much of Salah's form, individual brilliance over the past 5 years, was linked to the brilliance of
Trent behind him,
Firmino,
Mane on the left of him.
Firmino and Mane? How much of the individual brilliance that we saw from Salah was linked to defenses being preoccupied with Firmino and Salah and Firmino and Mane?
I think Mane
Salah's got
also
a-
triggered the press a lot as well.
Yeah, and I think Salah's now got a cart horse he's got to feed the ball into.
Boys, that brings us perfectly onto one of the things we got down to talk about, which is a prime debate. Okay, so you're judging who out of these three would you take in their prime, and it is Rooney, Salah, and Suarez.
Rooney.
I think it's
It's easy.
I,
do you
I,
think?
I reckon
Rooney.
if you're doing Premier League all-time 11, Rooney's the only one that gets into it. But that prime season
Yeah.
from Suarez,
that's what I was going to say.
that,
6
are we
goals against
how,
Norwich?
how much of a
It's
prime
amazing.
are we talking, Elliot?
It's
Like what kind of window?
So like their best ever season.
This is the thing. Look,
Suarez was the best player in the world when he had
Yeah.
that season. I think he should have won a Ballon d'Or. He went to Barcelona, and
Messi
that
fit.
front three, Neymar, Messi, Suarez, that getting broken up was a crime against humanity. That was one of the most exciting
So
things
tricky, man.
ever to watch.
I know what you mean, but he still wasn't. As
Who
good
was
as
the
Messi.
third name?
Suarez.
Sorry, we're getting off because of that.
Salah.
Yeah, Salah,
Salah's
Rooney,
third.
Suarez.
last.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Salah's
No,
third.
we're not even going to talk about.
I think Wayne Rooney is probably the winner here, right? Because Wayne Rooney's legacy is virtually unmatched.
Wayne Rooney's the most underrated player in the Premier
It's,
League.
as
even
well with
though he
Wayne
gets
Rooney, which season
plaudits.
was his
It's
best,
the
do you
season
know what
when
I
he
mean?
scored all the goals after Ronaldo left, right?
08-09?
But that was when he became more of just an all-round goal scorer. He was just heading a lot of balls into box. Him and Valencia crossing.
Was he ever better than 04? The season when second season at United or first season at United, then he goes to the Euros.
04 he was.
Was he ever
Everton.
better than
He
that?
was at the Euros, then he went to United. He got the move
Right.
to the Euros.
But do you know what I mean? That
was
kind
incredible.
of 12-month period after the Euros into United.
Scored a hat-trick on his debut against Fenerbahce. Just
Oh, yeah, yeah.
unbelievable.
There's
Scored at
a great
Anfield,
story.
volley.
There's a great story about that. Who was it? Was it you that was telling me about this? A brilliant story in the Fenerbahce game. He's like brand new kid, right? Like child, and Manchester United get a free kick on the edge of the box in a European
hat-trick.
fixture, and he just goes like to Ryan Giggs or something. He's like, "Get out of the way." Giggs tells the story. I think Adam, I thought you were telling me. Giggs tells the story, and Giggs is like, "Go on then, mate."
Just check it.
Yeah, fair enough.
He had
Scored two worldies
goalies,
in that
man.
game already.
Yeah,
though. Left
But
foot
he-
dink and
yeah,
right
they
foot
get
from
the
outside the
free
box.
kick. They get the free kick, and there's like Ryan Giggs standing over it, and this kid is like 16.
If you haven't
17.
watched the Rooney doc, you should. He talks about himself at 18, and he's like, "I was the best player in the world."
Mate, there's an
He was.
amazing,
He was.
an
There's
amazing
a clip
thing
on Toffee
about
TV.
about Everton. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
By
an
the way,
amazing-
shout out Toffee TV for that
There's an
interview.
amazing clip where he was talking to the boys of who support Everton, and he basically goes, you know, I broke into the team and I was so excited. I was suddenly playing with
Big
David Unsworth and Duncan Ferguson
My
and whatever,
heroes.
my heroes, and they were such good footballers. And then I was playing with them, and I realised I'm so much better than them, and they're crap.
Imagine at 18 thinking that. He was unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I still will die on the hill that Suarez's best season was better than Rooney's best season. But I don't think it's up for debate.
I
That
feel
Rooney was
because
a
of
better player in the Premier
longevity,
League.
all of your Rooney memories come from loads of different seasons. So
Oh no!
Yeah,
Headed off the bar, I think it was Tarkovsky. Off the post. Oh,
a
it's
Dyche
nearly a
special.
carbon copy of what happened last week.
Oh, the
Dwight
counter.
McNeil,
It's that counter attack,
Tarkovsky,
yeah.
Sean Dyche,
Oh, what a
Burnley.
chance.
Ball that
They're
is.
in, they've scored.
Oh my God.
That
what
is
a
so
turnaround.
typical of this fixture. That is so Liverpool to Everton.
What an assist by my boy Nunes.
That is absolutely poetic
I
in
thought
terms
Nunes
of what
was gonna
this
chip
happens
that.
in this fixture.
Yeah.
That is
thought he
that
spat at
moment.
it.
Do you know that 10, 15 seconds
it
of
sums up
football
Everton.
sums up that 10, 15 seconds is a microcosm of this fixture in eternity. One nearly does it, the other doesn't.
And they'll win now,
Everton
1-0.
nearly do it, Liverpool do it.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at this.
That was a devastating counter attack.
Oh my God, that is amazing.
That's old school Liverpool. I haven't seen that for
and he could have
ages.
even gone back in.
Look,
off Trent.
McNeil there. He has to do better, doesn't he?
You know
Dwight
what?
McNeil's
Yeah.
shot's awful.
You know where they've messed up there? Everyone
done
stayed
unreal.
in the box. Not one person's gone, oh, let's get back.
No, but nobody's ran with Salah either. I know.
What is
What's the
Pickford
keeper doing?
What is Pickford doing?
Pickford's crap. I think
He's
we need to
no
get used
good
to
at
it.
all.
Crap.
He is crap.
He's good with the ball.
I
What?
put-
Look,
yeah,
where
he's
He's
he
made
is.
an error.
He's
there.
trying to.
No, he's.
Nah,
Booth,
that's
I'm with
too
you. He's
easy.
not, I
That's
don't
too
think he's
easy.
crap either, but
He's
he's made
great
a
with the
really.
ball,
He's made a
shocking,
pig zero.
Shocking.
Salah's got a clear open goal there.
Yeah, literally make contact and
I
you
thought he
score.
chipped
You
it.
don't have to beat the keeper. You just
Yeah,
make
yeah,
contact
yeah.
and you score. Oh wow!
I'm
Do you
gonna-
know that?
Unreal
That's
counter-attack,
symbolic
okay.
of this. That was amazing from Liverpool. Fair play. That was an amazing, devastating break.
I'm going to be kicked out of my family. My father-in-law's an Everton fan. I just said my boy Nunes when he put that ball in. I'm in big trouble. My kid is only a few months old and has an Everton membership card
Presumably
already.
has a Villa one as well.
No.
You,
No,
are you
I'm not
not
forcing
fighting? Are you not
anything.
fighting it back?
The thing about it is, right, what I remember being a kid is if someone tries to fight really hard and force it, you're just going to go against it. So
I've
I'm
done
just
the
going to
opposite.
sit back. I'm going to watch Aston Villa hopefully become a big club again. Not that they're not a big club. God, Villa fans are going to kill me for that as well. Hopefully move up the table, get back into European places, and that'll be my fight.
I've
But
gone the other way.
you've gone all
I've gone
guns
the other.
blazing.
I've gone. If you want to play football, if you want any sort of football in your life, if you want kits, if you want merchandise, if you want anything, it's Chelsea or bust.
My dad is on the fight. My dad is buying Villa kits left, right, and centre, pajamas.
She's got a
bottles.
Chelsea kit. She's got an England kit. That's the end of that.
Yeah.
Getting back to that debate, Salah versus Rooney versus Suarez,
Yeah.
prime debate. Obviously, Salah was saying third. despite
Salah in his prime, by the way, was exceptional.
Salah is amazing.
Like, unbelievable. One of the
Yeah.
best wingers to ever play in the Premier League. But
Yeah.
when you just talk about him versus Rooney
As a
and
total player,
Suarez,
yeah.
it's just hard.
I think we say Salah as one of the best wingers, whereas Rooney, Suarez are total footballers.
Also,
in
they're
the
not.
league.
They're not. I don't think. I rate Salah incredibly highly, and the only reason he's not being sort of debated more is because he's up against two of
Does
the very
Salah have
best
the
ever.
record for the most goals in a season? Did he
So
equal
far.
that?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not going to last for
Wait,
too long.
most goals in a season.
Premier
ever?
League season. I think he got.
Oh, surely it's Andy Cole.
I think he got 32.
No, he beat
Andy
he beat
Cole's in a
Cole.
42-game season, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Salah's got the record now, 31.
No, but Andy Cole hit a 40.
I think Suarez done
Andy Cole scored
31.
40.
Andy Cole doesn't have the
41 in
record
a
for the
season.
Premier League.
It was,
It's not
it was
Premier League
when
era.
it was
Pre-Premier
23
League, it's
teams.
92,
20,
92, 91, whatever.
Oh, right. I thought he had 40.
Beautiful
Great
Dwight
play there,
McNeil.
McNeil.
I think
Dwight
the
McNeil,
issue with
brilliant.
the Suarez argument is, look, I know we joked about Norwich and all that, but he didn't win anything that season. Rooney's best season, he's either winning a Champions League, a Premier League, he's winning everything. He's won everything domestically he can win at Man United. Didn't do it for England, of course.
Could argue the same for Salah.
Salah
sure.
contributed towards a Premier League title for the first time in 31 years. I mean, Suarez, he dragged them towards
The
winning
year
a Premier
that
League.
Liverpool-
But
The only
they
reason,
didn't win anything.
but the only reason that they were even in touching distance was him.
Yeah, but
Also,
that's fair
that
enough,
season-
But then you could
they
also
still
argue
didn't
he
win.
was part of it.
Liverpool
blowing up.
conceded something like 60 goals that season. If they had have had even a half decent
decent,
defense, then Suarez would have dragged them to a league title.
Do you know the other thing with Suarez as well that you have to remember? He didn't play a full season. He bit Ivanovic. He bit Ivanovic at the end of the previous season and got an 8-game ban, missed the first 8 games of the season, and still had the cheek to win the Golden Boot.
I think Wayne Rooney is a better finisher. I think he's a better passer of the ball.
Better
I think
finisher
better
than Suarez.
defensively off the ball. I think Suarez is probably a better dribbler. I think that's about it. I think Rooney's
You-
better at
you
more.
think
I think
Rooney's a
Rooney's
better
all around
finisher,
best
yeah?
player.
Yeah, I think if you give Wayne Rooney, we just saw less of it because he was less of a striker. I think his finishing.
No, I know he was. They're all great, though, Boo.
No, I know, but-
we're operating on the scale of elite.
Yeah, you're right. For me, Suarez, he's volleyed a few against Norwich. I mean,
Suarez was exceptional.
Mate, do
Suarez
you know what?
was great, but look, for me, Wayne Rooney
Prime
is
one,
arguably the
prime
greatest
one
player to
season,
play
though,
in
you're
the
not.
Premier League. You're looking at his football ability, his catalogue of goals, just everything about Wayne Rooney.
The
Like
variety as well. Do,
Yeah.
you know the variety that Wayne Rooney? Although,
Smart player.
Do you know what always comes into
player.
my head when I think of Suarez as well? I remember in 2014, I went to Brazil for the World Cup. Went to Sao Paulo, England playing Uruguay. We went 1-0 up, Rooney. Lost 2-1. Suarez.
His only ever World Cup goal you witnessed.
Yeah, right in front of me as well. Yeah.
3 World Cups.
Boys, how do you think the chat has voted?
I think the chat will have voted
Salah.
for Rooney.
Liverpool fans are
Salah.
powerful.
I mean, the correct answer is Rooney. So.
oh shit, we are watching a Liverpool game. aren't we?
Liverpool fans are powerful. I won't be shocked if Salah's.
I
after
think
winning,
Rooney.
but
I
no
think there'll be a
chance.
lot of English people in the
Maybe
chat.
Salah.
It goes Rooney, 59%, with the winner of the poll. Suarez, 35%. Salah, 6%.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
that's
about
That's
right.
a
I
decent
think
poll.
That's what we said, basically.
That's fair.
I think that's about right, yeah.
I
they're
still
all-
stand
they're all
by that
remarkable
Suarez's
footballers.
prime season was better than any Rooney's individually. But again, I think
No,
it's
that season is arguably the best single season from any footballer that we've ever seen. Arguably.
Ronaldo was right. up
Ronaldo
there.
Yeah,
Wait.
Ronaldo 08.
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, he won the Ballon d'Or, Champions League, Premier League.
I think he's definitely the last player to win a Ballon d'Or. For the
Yeah.
Premier
Owen
League.
won one before him.
Owen in 2001.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? In
Yeah.
the Premier League era.
Do you know what? I used to put so much stock and significance into that Ballon d'Or. And then Jorginho was on some list and I was
He
just
was
like,
good.
okay,
He was good.
that's the end of that.
Yeah.
That's the end of the Ballon d'Or debate.
Messi should have won it every year since 2007.
He pretty much has.
He no, he hasn't. Ronaldo's won a
There
load.
was some
and-
years when Ronaldo was a clear room, though, man.
No.
Can't say.
Messi's been the best player.
Ronaldo won
Until
it
he
in
retires,
08,
he's
for
been the best.
example. Ronaldo was the
Do
best
you know
player
when
in
Ronaldo was winning Champions League after Champions League after Champions League?
Yeah, he
There
was the
was-
best player in the world.
There was a time when Ronaldo, like, I mean, I
Not
don't
for me.
like him either, Booth.
No,
but,
no.
but there was a time when
Not for me.
I think Buvey's just talking rubbish.
I think
I don't think it's all rubbish. It's not extreme as
No,
that.
but it is.
I don't think you can ever say Messi's level dropped off consistently ever.
No,
and be
that's
the
not
best
what
player.
I've said though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think
You
he's
argued
been
he should have
consistent.
won the.
It would have been right
World
born
Player
if
of the
they
Year.
just gave it to him every year, though.
Yeah, you can't say it wouldn't be some mad thing if he'd won 14 in a row.
Nah,
It wouldn't have been that extreme.
Would have
Do
been
you
wrong.
think it's right that there's an importance on the trophies that you win? Because I actually think
Yes.
there is. Because
there is.
obviously Messi year to year is better than everybody.
Mm.
I think most people would agree with that now. But if Ronaldo won like the Champions League and say he won a World Cup, then you'd rightfully give it to him, right?
if you
He's won more Champions Leagues than Messi.
No, I know, and he won the.
but-
I'm just saying
but- oh,
that in
yeah,
that
yeah.
extreme version to
No,
see if there's a
yeah,
line where
yeah.
you would give it.
Yes,
That's a good
definitely.
shout. That's a good shout.
no,
yeah.
there's always significance. It's the same sort of thing. Like, you know, when people talk about the best goal that's ever scored, for me, you have to
I
bring
mean,
in
Martinez
where
with the
it's-
greatest save ever.
Right, potentially.
He
Potentially because
he
of
put
the
final
occasion.
piece in Messi's legacy.
No, potentially because of the occasion. Like, you know, when people go, one of the best goals I've ever seen was Trevor Sinclair's bicycle kick from Queen's Park Rangers against Barnsley. I mean, yeah, it was a really good goal, but it's basically in the local park. And whereas Gareth Bale scoring a very good bicycle kick, maybe it wasn't quite as technical, but it was in a Champions League final against Liverpool. It's bigger, it's better, it therefore counts. I think that
the pressure should add
yeah,
to the goal.
the occasion in which you do it counts. Because otherwise, the best goal ever scored is probably just some geezer in Toxteth Park.
I put up a post saying that Martinez was the best penalty saver in the world right now and
No, he is.
potentially of all time. And someone replied to me saying Szczesny saved 2 penalties in the World Cup. And I'm like, in what games?
Yeah, he saved
It
Messi's
doesn't
penalty.
matter.
I was at the game. He saved
Martinez
Messi's,
had a good
he saved
individual
Messi's
game.
penalty
He's not
against
the best penalty taker of all, saver of all time. He never.
No,
he never
Martinez
Krul.
is Martinez is potentially
Martinez.
Tim Krul.
He done it
Who's
in the.
Martinez?
Hold on a sec. Right, I'm an Aston Villa fan. I'm
all
gonna
time.
Hold on. He done it in the World Cup final. He done it against the Netherlands. He done it against Colombia in the Copa America.
These teams are trash. He's done it once in his life. He's playing for Aston Villa.
No.
He was at Reading a couple of
Penalty
years ago.
saver though.
No, but
I'm not
look,
claiming even.
Are we having a
near
debate?
best
Are we
goalkeeper.
having a debate that he's had a good year? He's had an amazing
No.
year.
Best
I
penalties
think
only.
he's changed.
All time.
I think he's changed the way
Oliver Kahn. Where's Oliver Kahn?
Mate, do
Where's
you know
Peter
what?
Schmeichel?
No, but
Where's Peter Cech?
No, Czech was dreadful at saving penalties.
David Seaman.
Dreadful. Mate, I remember going to Anfield. I remember going to Anfield and just watching Liverpool players score penalty after penalty after penalty. I was like, Czech,
I'll take him out of it. All right, Manuel Neuer. I've won.
What, Manuel Neuer?
Oliver Kahn.
Manuel Neuer, Chelsea beat them in a penalty shootout, bro.
Oliver Kahn.
If you want to, do you know where you
Name
You're just
a
naming
penalty
good
that
goalkeepers.
Oliver Kahn saved.
Huh?
Tell me a time you've seen Oliver
He's
Kahn
won a
save
World Cup.
penalty.
I'm not. Why'd I have to
You
tell
know
you?
who's good at penalties?
I don't need to do anything.
Also, mate, you know with Martinez, he changed the way that I approach penalty shootouts. Usually with a penalty shootout, I'll go, do you think he'll score? That's how I approach it. I go, do you think this guy's going to score? When Martinez is in goal, I go, do you think he's going to save it?
Wait, but
I've
he's
got
the
one for you,
best of all
boys.
time.
I've got one for you. Do you know who
up there.
saved the most penalties in the 21st century?
Zubi Zaretta.
Nope.
Brad
He
Chilavert.
retired in the 20th century, didn't
Chilavert.
It's tied between Jens Lehmann,
Tim Krul.
Ben Foster, and Salvatore Sirigu.
The cycling goalkeeper.
Sirigu.
He's a mug.
We need to see save percentage.
And Casper Schmeichel. Casper Schmeichel
Casper's
is also in that list.
Casper Schmeichel.
he? This is how reactionary football fans are. Suddenly,
Says
he's the
you.
best. Yeah, says me. The one with actual sense on his table.
Did Kasper
This side
Schmeichel
of
get
the
credited
table.
with the saves Peter made while he was in
These
his
lads are
sack?
saying Emi Martinez, the best penalty saver in the history of football.
I think he's
That's
in the
the
debate.
world we live
he's
in.
in the debate. He has to be.
Mate,
Yeah,
I think
in the
he's-
debate of the top 30.
Mate,
Yeah, he's top 30. He's top 30.
Buvey, he
It's
is
not.
that.
It's
Yeah, he's
not.
definitely
It's
top
not
I don't-
just one shootout.
I don't
lads.
think I've ever had this debate before, so I can't.
It's easy.
I don't have
Hang on,
anything
it's
in my
easy.
head.
Don't
It
have
begins
it.
with an O.
He
It's
starts
called
talking about
Oliver
Oliver Kahn, and
Yeah.
he doesn't even know one save that
He's
Oliver
not-
Kahn
yeah.
made in a penalty.
Yeah.
And then he started talking about Then he started talking about Petr Cech, who is like notoriously crap at saving penalties. Literally notoriously crap at saving penalties.
It's just an example. I wanted your feedback on it to
Yeah.
make the discussion better. And now you've given me
No,
some
so we-
information. So we move on from Peter Cech.
Oh, and ball, maybe.
No, is it going to go too?
was too
Liverpool.
close
It's
to them.
Liverpool, really. Let's be real. But
man.
Peter Schmeichel. Peter Schmeichel, 100%.
Was
He
Peter
done it. He
Schmeichel
done it
that
on
good
his.
at
He
saving
done it.
penalties?
He done it on his
Saved a
debut
few
for Aston Villa.
backhand.
Very first game against Sheffield
Sorry,
United.
just to wade in on Buvey's point, Oliver Kahn did once save 3 penalties in one game.
It was probably a reserve
Against
game.
who?
Under
Against who?
18s.
Bochum.
What? It's a German league, a very, very well-established league.
Where do
World
they
Cup
play,
winner,
Bochum?
Champions League winner.
Where's Bochum?
Huh? In Europe,
Whereabouts?
Where is it?
Central Europe,
Where is it? It's in Germany. You mean?
yeah. That's what I said, mainland Europe.
Yeah, but we were talking about
Central-
Germany.
yeah.
And you started to say Europe. You could have just said
Central-
Germany.
Yeah, Central Germany, Central Europe.
Half time, by the way. The clock's still going and everything, but it's half time. It's half time. 1-0 to Liverpool at half time.
Yeah.
There was a good goal, counter attack.
Yeah.
Everton didn't deserve that, though, did they?
There hasn't been a lot of clear-cut chances for either side. I don't think there's been a lot in it, but I don't really see Everton getting back into it now. It's going to be very tough.
Yeah, unless they score from a set piece, I can't see that either.
Can I ask some poker-related questions? Just a couple,
Absolutely.
is that all right?
Fire
Just I'm a big fan. What's your favourite hand?
Pocket jacks.
Pocket jack. No, see, these guys are honest. By the way, and Roy's done very well at poker, and so is Adam. They're fantastic players. I've never put myself on the same level. Yeah, they've never heard of Chris Moneymaker.
Chris Moneymaker.
Yes, we have. We was playing.
Greatest
if
ambassador
you've listened
to
to-
ever played a game.
Yeah,
I'm not joking.
he's never heard of
He
Chris.
won the
like,
platinum. He won a PSPC, didn't he? That's why he's famous.
PSPC.
No.
He won something like.
He won the
that.
main
If you're
event
watching this
many
and you know
years
anything
ago.
about poker, type in Chris Moneymaker
I know
now.
who Chris Moneymaker is. He was there.
What
in
did he win?
Bahamas.
What did he
He
win?
was there at the
He was in the
Bahamas.
Bahamas.
What did he
when we were
win?
there.
What did he win in
One of them big
2001?
tournaments, and he was a surprise winner. 'Cause there was a video of him everywhere.
He was
in that place.
he was an accountant from the middle of nowhere. Won a satellite to play in the World Series of Poker. Won
That's
it.
it, the
His
World
name was
Series.
Moneymaker, and he's given a lot of credit for the blow up that poker had in the 2000s. Like a huge amount.
Fundamental. We wouldn't have been playing it in the way we did on the internet and the way we did.
He's
without him.
an incredible
Serious
chap as
internet.
well.
No, but do you know what I mean? Like, people, it's unbelievable the popularity.
No,
of
I know who he is. Yeah.
Jax is an interesting hand though.
The
It's
thing
one of those
about it
hands
is-
that you don't want to play almost sometimes.
It's a little bit of a meme. I say it's the most underrated hand. It's the Wayne Rooney of the poker world. People give it a hard
Ooh,
time.
I don't know if Wayne Rooney's Jax.
My favorite hand is tens.
Tens?
I always feel like I'm gonna hit that 10 again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Set. Jack sent me home in the PSPC.
Did they?
Did it really? Yeah.
Yeah, I had a set as well.
Set of Jax.
Got
What?
rivered by a
straight?
straight.
Yeah. It's
Anyway,
hard.
let's start talking about that.
No, I thought it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah,
Bit of
that's
poker
fair,
chat,
that's fair.
man. It's called the club. It's not the football. It could be poker club.
No, it is.
Boxing
Yeah,
club, could be
hopefully one
anything.
day be a poker club.
Yep.
Do you
Yeah,
think? Do you think? I was talking to the lads when you weren't here. There's 3 stars here, and Man City have not won a Champions League. Do you think it's a bit cheeky? Is it? Is it?
Yeah,
a little
one of
bit?
them's the League Cup when we beat you a couple of years ago, mate.
Yeah, Chelsea, City, and United have all beaten Villa in the final.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Some of the worst memories of my life.
Was
are
it Di
those finals.
Matteo 1-0?
That was the last game at Wembley. I was
Yeah.
9 years old, and my dad got me a ticket for the game. And my football team was playing to win the league that day. And as a 9-year-old, he gave me the choice. He was like, "Do you want to come to the FA Cup final, or do you want to play your game?" And I played my game, and luckily we won. But I missed the last game at Wembley ever. Heartbreaking.
But they lost.
They
And
did.
you
We
won.
don't win.
So
The
maybe it was
last
the right
final we
decision.
won, I think, was '96. But yeah, the last final we played against you was in the League Cup, where Vidic.
Was that against Borough? Did you beat Borough? No, Chelsea beat Borough. Sorry.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
I
Chelsea
was
beat Borough.
4.
Yeah, Chelsea beat Borough. Who did you play in 96?
Oh, as my dad is screaming at the TV.
No,
right now,
96.
I'm
there.
gonna
We
Google
won it in 96.
Maybe it's 95 then. Apologies. Mark
Yeah,
Bosnich.
you beat us, didn't you?
Mark Bosnich, York. The Villa fans are going to be very upset at me
I
right
can't
now.
remember right now.
But yeah,
96
the last
we won.
final in the League Cup was against you when Vidic attempted to murder Gabby Abongnahor in the 5th minute of the game, and Phil Dowd bottled sending him off.
Mm.
And then Wayne Rooney and Michael Owen
Owen.
scored to make
It
it
was the
2-1.
League Cup in '96.
Yeah.
96, that's what I said, right?
Yeah, you
And
did.
then
say
you
that.
Yeah,
made
the
me,
League Cup,
you
you
made
beat
me doubt
United.
myself. Was it United?
No, it's because you said FA Cup, and
No,
we
I
won the
didn't.
FA
No,
Cup
no,
in
no, no.
You
96.
said the FA Cup, to be fair.
2000 was the FA Cup.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Last game at
No, because
Wembley.
I was thinking FA Cup. We won the FA Cup in 96. Anyway, this must be a great conversation for the people at home. Get your questions in
I
for
want
us.
some question boxes appearing. I've not seen any question boxes appear. I don't know if there's anything available to see. But yeah, I think Everton have been a bit hard done by. I think the midfield of Decore and Onana, unbelievable. And then it's classic Liverpool. I want to see more of that from Liverpool. If I'm a Liverpool fan, I want to see more of that. That kind of
That was a bit of a throwback, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's how they're going to ever get back into winning things. They're never going to be a side that get on the ball and knock it around. When they did do that and added that with the physicality of their kind of gegenpress, that's why they nearly won a quadruple. But when it's just slow, sort of tippy-tappy sideways, it's boring, it's terrible.
It's hard to keep that energy up, though, for so long
Of
as
course,
well,
it's
isn't
a
it?
fitness thing. So it's a personnel
Especially when you
thing.
don't change the squad enough.
Of course.
If you were Jurgen Klopp and you were given 1 or 2 players to throw into that team to transform it, because I don't think it's a million miles away. It can't be after last season when they got so close.
Yeah.
It has to be the midfield, right? You hear a lot about Bellingham, but I just don't see them spending the money that
They're
would be
never going to get
required.
him. I don't think he would.
He's going to
go
end
there.
up at City, isn't he?
Or Real.
Or
I see
maybe
him
after a
being-
Manchester United takeover.
I'll be real, I almost don't want him at City. I mean, I do, because I think he's one of my favourite players, top 5 favourite players in the world right now based on what he can do. I want to see him at Real Madrid a little bit.
That would be pretty cool
That
to see
kind
an
of
English player
individual-
take that career path that's not really been travelled too often.
No, who's the last Englishman?
Well,
to play
British
for-
Bale,
Steve
innit?
McMahon, was it?
Steve
Steve McManaman, Owen after him,
Beckham.
Jonathan Woodgate.
Beckham.
Oh, Jonathan Woodgate with the worst debut of all time for Real Madrid.
Yeah, yeah.
Scores an OG, gets sent off after waiting 15 months to make it.
Yeah.
Not great. Not great at all.
Because he got injured straight away when he went there, didn't he?
He was injured when he went over, and then just 15 months to make it, and the worst debut of all time.
Beckham was class for them.
Yeah, underrated.
Sorry, yeah.
He didn't
Beckham,
win
of
much,
course.
did he? That Glatz didn't
that-
actually win
that-
anything.
No, never won the European
Like a Copa
Cup.
del Rey, whatever it was. But
Assisted some beautiful goals for Ronaldo and Zidane, though.
it looked good.
Some of the
didn't it?
greatest passes of all time, Beckham
Yeah.
playing
I
for
think
Real
Beckham
Madrid.
was one of the greatest English players ever.
Oh, he definitely is. Definitely is.
He should have won the Ballon d'Or in '99.
Over who? Nedved?
Rivaldo won it, but we knocked
Rivaldo.
them out of the European Cup
Yeah,
in the group
player, though.
stages.
Rivaldo's a good player, though.
No, but based on that season,
One of the Manchester United players should have won the treble in 1999.
won the Ballon d'Or. Yeah,
One
won
of
the
them.
treble. Yeah.
Sorry, did I say
Yeah,
wrong?
who won in that? Sorry, Rivaldo
Cole and
won.
York were our, Rivaldo won it. Cole and York were our top goal scorers. Yeah.
You could argue none of them individually. You're such a good
Roy
team
Keane,
unit.
man. I
Most
know,
stood
I
out.
know that it's not glamorous, but Roy Keane was
Roy Keane's
unbelievable.
amazing.
Roy
There should be a
Keane.
statue of him outside Old Trafford.
There will be, right? Or maybe not with the
But
way he left.
Beckham,
Yeah, yeah.
when you look at, especially people get moist over De Bruyne and he crumbles every time it's a pressurized game. David Beckham.
He's a 4-time Premier League champion.
David Beckham is. I think Beckham's got 5 or 6. David Beckham. You know, when it really mattered, people talk about his delivery. Spot on every time. Delivery, goals.
I've never
crease,
sat here,
finger.
by the way, and said I think Beckham's delivery is miles above De Bruyne's. De Bruyne's is a different kind of
Oh
delivery.
yeah. De
in
Bruyne
terms
is
of
just
set
spam it
piece.
into an area. Beckham is. Oh my
It's
god.
not. It's better
I
than
can
that.
see
It's
Dwight
better than
York
that.
over there. I'm gonna
I just
stick it on his
conceded to David Beckham's greatness. I'm not going to give you that.
head. You are.
He doesn't just spam it. What is he? Do you know what I mean?
You still smell like chicken.
Fresh.
I reckon that Jack Grealish was bought, and it breaks my heart, as a £100 million decoy to get players over to the left side of the pitch so KDB can cross the ball from the right hand side. It's so sad. It's so sad to see my boy massacred like that.
It's a damn shame.
Do you love him still?
It was very disappointing to watch him dive against us at the weekend or yesterday. It was tragic. He's come out with all the my city, my club. I understand if a player wants to leave, but to dive, he was calling for yellow cards. I think it was against Dougie Luiz. He's up in the referee's face. Just take one game off. Just be a little bit respectful of the club that made you who you are.
How highly do you rate him? Like,
When he was playing for Villa in that season before he went to Man City, I genuinely thought he was going to go to Manchester City, win a Ballon d'Or, and be the next level for City. He hasn't got, obviously, anywhere near that. And now when I watch him for City, I'm like, he's nothing compared to Mahrez. Mahrez is pretty much everything Jack wish he could be. Like,
do you think it will come for him though? Do you think the talent's there?
Not the way that I thought it would. I thought he was going to go there and score 10 goals and get 15 assists every season without fail, and with all those players around him, because he always picked the right pass. But people say that he's in a Pep side and he's been stripped of his creativity and his, like, you know, maverick free player running past players. But Bernardo Silva still does it. Bernardo goes past players, he assists, he scores great goals. Mahrez still does it. Every winger like that's been in Pep's team, they had a settling in period, but then they were explosive and they have these magic moments. It seems like Jack doesn't have the confidence to take on a player. He doesn't shoot when he can shoot. I think he'll be a good player and I think he'll continue to play for City, but I don't think he'll be what I thought he'd be.
I love him, you know.
I love him.
I love him. I don't know why I do, but everything.
He's a throwback.
Everything about him that people don't like. For example, digging out Almiron. For example, boozing too much. Just his personality. I just think
He would have been amazing at Man United.
He was made for Old
Yeah.
Trafford.
He
He came to Old Trafford for Villa and scored
Remember
a
that
goal.
goal?
That
One
was
of the best goals I've
incredible.
seen from
And
an
he
away
always
player.
he always kind of hinted that he would end up at Old Trafford. He'd say it was his favorite stadium. A lot of tweets surfaced from when he was younger saying
Yeah, I've got a few screenshots in my phone.
anyone but City, and you know, not
What was he a Manchester? I know he's a Villa fan,
He used
but
to tweet
did
like
he have
United
a Man
and
United
things
thing,
like that
right?
when
Yeah.
United were playing.
Yeah, I think he idolized Ronaldo, and he mentioned it in some interviews that when Ronaldo came to Villa Park and he'd be getting booed, like he loved that. He loved seeing this player just rise above it and be the hero. And it's sad how it ended at Villa. A lot of Villa fans want him back. I don't see it happening. I think if he ends up somewhere, it's going to be like Newcastle.
The thing is, though, time is a healer. Like I remember.
Listen, Ashley Young dived against us years ago. That surfaced a few days ago because of what happened with Grealish. And of course, he's come back there and everyone's welcomed him
Yeah.
with open arms. But Jack's left a little bit of a sour taste with some of the way he said bits. And it's just,
They'd take him back though in a heartbeat.
Oh God, yeah.
I think it's just.
he'd
No,
be
but
so
what I mean is as
good
well,
in
you
Unai
know-
Emery's system as well.
You know, these rivalries, they do have a tendency to dissipate. Like I remember when Joe Cole went back to West Ham, right, as a Chelsea player, he was being booed massively. But they're not like they don't like Frank Lampard still, but they seem to have softened a bit on Joe Cole. So I think it can. They time's a healer. Time's a healer. But I think he's a fantastic player. Really. I still think he'll do it at City as well. You know, the player that you thought he would become. You're not seeing it. I think he can still do it.
Ian asked a different question about a different
Who's
team.
Ian?
Ian's one of the viewers, actually. Ian Dunn.
Oh.
He asked, how do you think Spurs will get on without Bentancur? Because I thought, especially once Bentancur returned, Kulusevski returned, I imagined we might see Spurs getting into the top 4
Just
at
not
the
happening,
expense
is it?
of Newcastle. He's now injured.
And also, Newcastle were doing their bit on that. You know that theory? Newcastle are doing their bit on that theory, and yet Tottenham aren't living up to their end of the bargain. I think they're in trouble, Tottenham. I really do. That performance. Do you know what we need to talk about? Oh my God.
against Leicester.
Oh my God. I need to reshoot my Taxi 4 situation. Do you know who I need to talk about desperately? Eric Dyer. Did everybody see Eric Dyer's defending for Kelechi Iheanacho's goal?
Yeah.
Oh my God. You know, if I say the defender didn't do anything, Do you know what I generally mean by that is he did something but it didn't work. He tried and it didn't quite work out. He slid in and it was blocked and he didn't get the block, or the defender didn't do anything. I don't literally mean the defender didn't do anything. I mean the defender didn't do enough. I'm amplifying it to emphasise it. In this exact example, it's the first time in my football supporting life I have never seen this situation before. In the entire time that I've played football, watched football, worked in football, I've never seen a situation like this. The defender, in this case, Eric Dyer, he literally did nothing. He literally did nothing. So much so that Kelechi Iheanacho, for a moment, was sort of on the ball,
A little bit shocked.
waiting for the challenge to come in. The challenge never came. Iheanacho had the audacity to stop. He just stopped. He's like, all right, I'm going to wait for the challenge, because when the challenge comes, I'm better than you and I'm going to skip round you, but I'm going to wait for the challenge. So he stopped. He waited. The challenge still never came. It never materialised. And like, Eric Dyer, what are you doing? And I don't know why I'm talking in such a high pitch, but he then skipped round him and just curled it in. And I was just like, Eric Dyer has literally, for the first time ever in football, done nothing. Did you have you seen the goal?
Terrible.
No, it was
Terrible keeping as well.
insane.
Yeah, Forster. What on earth have they got into a situation where they got Fraser Forster in goal?
And Lloris.
Hugo Lloris is.
They got
one of
worse.
the most
They got two
overrated
worse
keepers in the world.
goalkeepers in Chelsea.
They
That's
got
unbelievable.
They got the worst keepers in the league.
We've got the second
And
worst.
Danny Ward's playing for Leicester.
Yeah, we got the
how bad it
second
is.
worst. I just couldn't, honestly, that Eric Dyer, I think Eric Dyer is an atrocious footballer. I think he's an atrocious footballer for years. I think his loaf of bread is way too big for the rest of his body. Like, everything about him really winds me up.
Whoa. Buvey sat here.
I don't like Eric Dyer. And even when Eric Dyer, you know, when people pretended that he was good. Like, I remember going to...
He was good.
I remember going to Marseille.
Jose used to want him at
I remember
United.
going to Marseille in 2016.
Yeah.
I remember going to Marseille in 2016, and like for England, and people were kind of going, "We're going to be all right in this tournament. Eric Dyer's not going to." I was just like, "What are you talking about?" And then he scored. He
scored
played
the free
right.
kick,
What a free
didn't he?
He scored.
What a free kick that
He
was.
scored, and people were like, "Eric Dyer's," and I never was.
Well,
You know-
he scored a winning penalty against Colombia in the World Cup 2018. He's not a mug.
He's an absolute mug.
average.
He's an absolute very definition. If you look up mug in the OED, it's him.
Some people compare him to some sort of, is he the next generation of elite level centre back? He's not that. He's a good Premier League
No, he
player.
isn't.
No, but he's been at the Champions League
But
team.
Spurs-
Absolutely
Not
not.
long.
He's
been
so
playing
bad.
at the Champions
He's
League
been playing
side
for
for
Champions League
7 years.
Yeah.
So
And-
what?
and they've been
So's
complaining
Ben
about their
Davies.
defence
How
for
long's
that
Ben
whole
Davies? You
time.
rate Ben Davies?
Yeah, he's
So's
decent.
Emerson Royale.
He's decent.
What, you don't get good footballers,
reminds
you
me a
don't
little
get,
bit
you don't
of
get bad
McTominay.
footballers at good clubs, no? You never get a
McTominay's
situation.
trash. No, not
so your
bad.
But he gets
argument,
picked by
your
managers.
argument is simply he plays for a good club, therefore he's a good footballer. So everything you said about Núñez is wrong.
No, because he's
Sorry,
been
I thought-
effective for Spurs. He's been effective for what they've done.
No. Your argument is that he's your argument.
Put it
Yeah,
on.
look. Yeah.
What? He has been good for Spurs.
Your argument is that he's a good. He plays
been
for
a
a big
good-
club, therefore he's a good footballer.
No.
Yeah, it was.
I've also said he's
Literally, you're
decent. I've also said you just said Jose Mourinho tried to sign him. He's not a
Yeah,
bad
he's mental.
player.
Well, look where Jose
You're
is.
trying to say he's a 0 out of 10. This guy's
Yeah, he is.
He's not a
He
0.
is. He should
he's
not
not.
be a
Bro,
Premier
there's a
League
reason why everybody goes there and goes, this defence is useless.
They beat us the week before.
Mate, you've just said about their two
that's
worst
your
goalkeepers. Buvey,
The week
Buvey,
before.
you've just said Buvey, you've just said about the
Clean
two.
sheet against
You've just
us.
said about the two
That's a clean sheet
goalkeepers.
against
You
us.
said they've got the two worst goalkeepers in the league.
Yeah.
They're at the same club as Dyer. So your argument that Dyer plays for Tottenham.
My argument, what you're conveniently ignoring, is that I think he's both a good player and had
and
a
a
very
bad
good,
one. He's a good and a
good
bad
player.
footballer.
He's a good player at a very big club. He's a good player. He's not the greatest.
He
he's a
shouldn't have
good
been
player.
starting for as long as he has been for a team challenging for top 4.
He's atrocious. He's
He's
absolutely
a top
atrocious.
4 player, lads.
Nah.
Who do you think he is?
He's a Burnley player.
No,
He's
not
not a
Burnley.
Premier
He's better
League-
than
Burnley are good
Burnley.
now. They play
He's
good football. He's not a
Vincent
Burnley player.
Kompany
Eric
doing
Dyer
bits.
is
Yeah,
not
Burnley's
a
not
Premier
Burnley
League
player.
footballer.
He's Premier League.
He's not Premier League. He's not Premier League.
You don't play hundreds of times for Spurs. You play in the Champions League.
How many times
You-
Fraser Forster played?
He scored a goal in a quarter-final of a World Cup to
So what?
send
What?
England through.
So what, bro? Saudi
Jesse
Arabia beat
Sport.
Argentina.
You don't rate Jesse
Sport,
Lingard,
lads.
do you? Jesse Lingard's won Man United the FA Cup.
Lads, to you, all you care about is transfers and money and politics.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
talking
all I care
sport.
about.
What?
That is all I
I'm talking
care about.
Sport. Eric
Yeah.
Dyer on a sporting level.
Sport.
He's achieved things at a high level.
I'm
He's
pretty
achieved
sure
things
I've
at a high
heard
level.
Buvey saying that World Cup form doesn't matter today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here we go. About your shitty Aston Villa keeper. Yeah, I hope you not get fucking relegated. Yeah, I wish you stuck with Steven Gerrard. He's going to marry Poland.
Boys, we've had
Steven Gerrard's not good enough for
boys,
Poland.
we've had some super chats. Let's rattle through them. First up, Nick B. If Brighton, Brentford, or Fulham get European football, who is best suited to cope with it?
Fulham.
Fulham, yeah.
Oh, wait.
Hang on,
Actually,
Brighton.
I would say
Why-
Brighton.
why Brighton?
I would say
no,
Brighton.
wait. Brighton deserves
Lads, in the last 4 years, Fulham have had a net spend bigger than Barcelona.
So coaches, let's
They got a lot of
You're
money.
obsessed with money, mate. You're obsessed with money.
But you're not trying to say you've got a lot of money.
You got
They a lot of
De
money.
De Zerbi.
Thomas Frank.
Brighton have been building slowly,
Silva's a good
and I think they're on the way.
Do you know what?
It's too soon for Brentford. They don't have the squad.
I just now rate Brighton so highly. Like you know when they were talking about potentially losing Caicedo. I'm like, doesn't matter. Whoever comes in will be better than him.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when they're talking about, like, I don't know, they lost Trossard. Don't worry about it. You're going to be fine. When they lost Cucurella, they bring in that.
Yeah, the
Estepinian.
recruitment's
Like,
very good.
They
You know,
are.
it's run by a former poker player, you know
Yeah,
that?
Bloom, innit?
Yeah.
See, that makes me think Brighton is the right answer.
Brighton is the right
Because if they got Champions League football, their
Wrong
recruitment
again.
will go up another level.
Fulham have got the
The
experience.
reason I
again.
said Fulham immediately was because of
experience.
Marco Silva. But I think Brighton
They
have
deserve it.
everything. They have a good coach. They have a good structure. They have good recruitment. They've got
Can
everything.
you imagine? Can you imagine? I've got a few comments from Brighton
Good
fans
free
today.
kick for Everton,
But there was a Brighton fan that said something like that really resonated with me. He went, "It's amazing." Like when I put my little Twitter thing out about Potter, he replied and he was like, "Mate, it's amazing what's happened to our club because I was so upset when Potter left, and yet." We have improved so much. Like we are so much better.
Yeah.
So it's down to the recruitment of
So
Bloom.
did Potter
obviously, but it's
benefit
also-
off Brighton
Yes, that I
more
mean, I
than
think
they maybe benefit?
I think
of him?
that's
I
possibly
think
true.
that's a little bit harsh on
I think
Potter.
it's possibly true.
No, I think you're right.
It's harsh.
He never got promoted from Swansea. You know, he did well with Ostersons. I get that.
Mm.
And then he took Brighton to what?
But
Well,
it's
he
levels,
did
isn't
really
it?
well with Arsenal. They were beating Arsenal in that in the
Yeah,
Europa
the
League.
game was
well.
over, wasn't
He
it?
did
Against
well.
Arsenal? That's a myth. That
He
like
did-
it's
he
one of
did-
those
he
myths.
did well with Ostersons. He didn't do amazing.
Oh, I'm not sure. I think he done quite well. I think they're going to have a
But it's
statue
levels,
outside
isn't it?
his-
It's a 7 out of 10.
It's easy to do well. It's easy to do well at Ostersons because the pressure's not the same. I mean, when I say it's easy, I mean it's incomparable to compare it to.
Game over.
It's gone
Gakpo.
all the
Everton
way
nil.
across, all the
Shocking.
way across the
Tragic.
box.
Kakpo's finally scored the shit cunt.
That is amazing.
Sorry, Rory.
that is amazingly not Sean Dyche at Everton.
That's so sad.
That is
for
amazingly
Everton.
not a Sean
And
Dyche.
that's shit for the game because the game's dead now.
It,
Yeah.
it just, do you know what it does? It really does show you, like the new manager bounce at home.
They're melts, aren't they?
And-
These guys.
Yeah,
They're giant melts.
Look how happy he is. Bloody hell.
I mean,
He's
he
never-
has just
English.
scored.
He's
He has just
never scored
in
a goal.
derby. He has just
No, but
scored.
that's
in-
a bit. Play it cool.
No, go wild when you can't over celebrate goals, mate. That's he's scored against Everton. That's amazing for a
Yeah,
Liverpool
just calm
perspective.
down a bit.
I'd have gone mad.
Any chance of an offside?
He's a bit.
He's
Yeah.
so
Oh,
offside.
actually.
Oh,
That's
Oh my
offside.
God, he's
That's
offside.
offside. Oh, that's
He's
offside.
offside, isn't he?
Get those lines on the pitch. Buvey's dying for them.
No, he's on.
He's well.
Wait,
I saw a
you
different
can't
angle a
even
minute ago.
see if the ball's left his foot.
He's onside. Just play on, man.
Is it a goal?
Yeah, it's a
Fucking
goal.
shit, man. See, why was that debated?
Why'd you have to swear?
It's terrible. No, shit's not a swear word. Is it?
Of course it is. And
I
the
don't
one
know.
that you said before.
No, but you know what?
Okay.
It initially looked offside. It looked like he was ahead of the play.
He never.
So it
looked
didn't need to
offside.
get searched.
No, it didn't have to get searched.
I know you definitely don't want to talk about VAR, but would you be a fan of the system that they use at the World Cup where it's a lot quicker?
I'm
No.
not a fan of any technology interfering with football. It's ruined the sport.
You
forever.
earlier you said goal line technology is the
No,
greatest thing.
No, I said VAR technology. I'm not a fan of VAR technology ruining the sport. Okay.
We've got another super chat, boys, from Green Machine Plays. Hey, guys, who would you say was the worst signing, Lukaku or Nunes?
It depends for United or for Chelsea.
I think it's
Both.
Lukaku. I think it's Lukaku. Innit? I don't think.
I mean, it has to be Lukaku. He played one season after signing for Chelsea for 100 million quid, and he's currently out on loan.
and he was a terrible. He was a terrible footballer, and then he went on like
was
he
quite
went
arrogant by
over
Chelsea.
to Sky Italia and basically held the club to ransom.
Slag you off. Didn't it?
Yeah, like
Well, that's terrible defending from.
Johnny
Connor
Heitinger.
Cody.
Johnny
Cody.
Heitinger.
He looks like a Liverpool fan by doing that. Do you know what I mean? Which he is.
He could have dealt with that.
Yeah,
Really good.
he's like let it go.
Do you know what that was a bit like? It was a bit like Kepa Arrizabalaga. Do you remember when Kepa Arrizabalaga just
Yeah.
watched the ball roll
Yeah.
across his D?
That was against us, wasn't it?
And Jack Grealish,
Yeah.
Jack
Grealish with
Grealish
the
said in
assist.
the interview, didn't he?
Yeah.
I've seen that. Jack Grealish goes, I was talking to Riyadh. And we assumed that the keeper was going to collect it, but he didn't.
That's his one assist in the last few weeks. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
An unforced error like that from Kepa.
This is just the Merseyside derby, isn't it?
This is it. They'll never be. They'll
Everton
never
could
be.
be top
I
of the
knew
league.
Liverpool would
and
win as well. I
Liverpool
knew
could
it.
be middle of the table.
Yeah,
and
no
it's
matter
still
what.
be-
This is
yeah.
this is like what you know what we were saying earlier about the game where Everton played the cup team. No matter what the situation, Liverpool just beat Everton. No matter what's going on.
Another super chat, boys, from Mindcracker says, Buvey, Where do you rate Zabaleta in all-time Premier League fullback?
There's an argument he's
20.
top 5.
There's not a lot of
right-backs.
good right backs in Premier League
No, but
history.
is there an argument he could be the 5th?
He was a
in terms
right
of-
back, right?
Gary Neville.
Right, come on.
Are you going to
yeah.
put
I'm
Trent
just
in the
making sure-
conversation?
Zabaleta,
Top 5.
top 20. Seriously,
There's not a lot of good right backs in the history of the
Dan
Premier League.
Petrescu's
Is he better than Seamus
No, he's
Coleman?
not.
Dan Petrescu's
Yeah.
definitely better.
Yeah, he's
not better than Seamus
Yes,
Coleman.
he is.
He's not better than
Seamus Coleman's got some serious longevity. Still
He's
out
not
there,
better than
captain.
Gary
He's
Neville.
44 years
You
old.
go Gary Neville easy.
He's not better than
He's not better
Lauren.
than
He's not
Rafael
better
da Silva.
than. He's not better than Lauren. He's not better than Lauren.
Lads, please. It's
He's not better than Lauren. He's
Lads,
not better than Lauren.
lads, it's been
He's
a
not
lot.
better than Lauren.
He's not better than Lauren.
He's
been a
definitely
lot.
nowhere near.
No, no, you just said.
He's not
you
better than
just
Lee
said
Dixon.
He's not better than Lee
Raphael.
Dixon.
He's
Yeah,
not better than
better
Lee
than
Dixon.
Rafael da Silva.
He's not better than Lee
Dennis
Dixon.
Irwin, if he's playing right back.
He's not better than Dennis Irwin at right back.
He's not. Well, no, Dennis Irwin never played at right.
He
back.
did.
He
He
did
did.
very,
He did.
very
He did.
rarely.
He
Very
did.
During his Wolves days.
As a not Zabaleta could be top 5. That's about it.
No, he's nowhere near top.
Kyle Walker's
I can
better.
name. I can literally name 5 that are better than
Carl Walker, Gary Neville,
Trent.
not Trent.
Lauren,
Lauren, fine. Yeah, of
Lee
course.
Dixon,
Lee Dixon.
Yep.
Rafael da Silva,
Don't go,
Dan
Yeah.
Petrescu,
lads. Don't do this to me.
Dan
Don't do this
Petrescu,
weird.
Paulo Ferreira.
Don't do this weird thing
Paulo
at the end of the
Ferreira.
table. Don't do this weird
It's
whole
not weird.
Raphael. He have
Paulo
a laugh.
What
Paulo
about
Ferreira. Paulo
was-
Ferreira winning the Champions
Lads,
League.
the club's over. The club's over. You just said Raphael,
Rafael da Silva was
Rafael.
mint.
Paulo Ferreira,
Rafael da Silva was mint.
Branislav Ivanovic,
not Paulo Ferreira.
Paulo
Ivanovic.
Ferreira,
Ivanovic.
Branislav Ivanovic.
So that's 4 or 5.
So I've named 5 already. So when you say top 5, I've named
maybe
It's
I
the
said
weakest
maybe top
position
5.
in the history of the Premier League, full stop.
Left
Because I
back.
was thinking about this. You think left back's worse?
Yeah, there's more.
Well, no,
quality
there's,
right back.
there's really
Left back, you
there's-
got Ashley
there's
Cole,
Ashley
Paddy
Cole,
Evra,
It's just like an
Dennis
obvious.
But I'm
Irwin.
saying it's less left back.
No, there's not.
I actually reckon
Give me
there's-
7 left backs then. Go on.
Ashley Cole, Paddy Evra, Cancelo, Dennis Irwin,
Cancelo.
Fabio da Silva,
Asia Del.
Gail Clichy.
Cesar Azpilicueta,
Go on then.
Steve Staunton.
Steve Staunton.
Azpilicueta.
Yeah, he's a
In
wicked
the
left
same
back.
in the same level as Ivanovic.
He's
There's an
class,
option
man.
on the right back.
No,
I did say
What
it.
There are more better right backs than left
Robertson's
backs.
got to be in the conversation. He's the most
Robertson,
assists for a
yeah.
Yeah, but he's a
defender.
melt. He's not coming in.
He's not in
Phil
the club.
Babb.
Phil Babb. Phil Babb was good. He was good in his Coventry
doesn't-
days.
What about
He was
Paul
really good
McShane?
in his Coventry days.
I'm not going there, lads, because you're winding me up. I don't get it.
No, we're not.
No, I don't. It's been a long day. It's a Monday
No,
night
Move
and all
this
that.
chat
We'll
off the
try
screen. What is this chat? Shout out to you guys watching from Slovenia. Buvey's ball knowledge is incredible, says Luca. Luca and Buvey, you're both
Luca
I'm
Marin.
flying to Slovenia as soon as possible. mate. All right.
Good.
It's a lovely country.
Buvey, there was another super chat which
Name
I
one
haven't,
city.
I haven't been able to
want
get up. But it said, Buvey, I've got the TV license. People coming round tomorrow. What do I do?
What do you do?
Mate, you pretend you're not in. And if they knock on the door, mate, just don't do anything. You can't.
Don't move.
They cannot come in your house. Simple as that.
Ask them, do they have a warrant?
Put the chain on your door as well. Put the chain on your door. Double lock the
I
door.
don't think you need to do that.
They might try and come through the cat flap, but don't let them. Don't let them.
What do you do if they do?
Smack them on the head with a broom. All right.
It's like the old lady in Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
I remember once, yeah. I think it was my first job. I was like 16. Remember Crazy George's? Does anyone remember that?
No.
We lived in the ghetto, so we know all about that. You used to get like a TV or a sofa or something and pay for it weekly.
Oh,
Remember
right. Yeah.
Yeah. And once, like, they come to the door, innit? And I answered the door.
What's it called?
And they were like, oh, yeah, your mum's going to pay us today. And I gave them a tenner. And then, Crazy George's, isn't it? It's called Bright House now.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And then my mum come home and I was like, oh, the finger came today and they came for their money. I gave it to them and that because you weren't here. She went, you what? You do know I don't ever pay that. Like, what are you doing? I lost a tenner that way. Fuming.
Although you did get a telly for a tenner.
Yeah. There was also this other thing, yeah, talking about ghetto. You used to have these TVs, you had to put £1 in to switch it on. From a Bright House, I think, again, Crazy George's. And we used to take the box off the bottom so the pound would just come back out. Just keep putting the pound in. Come back out, yeah. And the geezer used to come collect at the end of the week and he'd be like, it's like 2 quid in here.
I haven't watched any TV.
I remember people could do that. I remember people could do that to pool, like a pool table in the pub.
Yeah.
Put your 50p on
Lift
the
up a bit.
Could nick it.
Yeah.
Simpler.
Phone
times.
boxes used to be the one as well. You get money out of them. Smash them. Yeah. Don't pay your TV license though. Buvey, I went on to iPlayer the other day. They asked that question. Do you have a TV license? What do you press?
For legal reasons, I've never been on BBC iPlayer. I don't know what it is. What? Please inform me what iPlayer is.
Oh, go on.
Don't know what it is, bro. Oh, they're shocking.
That's pretty poor by Iwobi. Got to pick a pass.
He's been all right for Everton as well.
Yeah, he's been there probably better. One of the better
At
players.
times. At times.
It's one of the few shining lights under Lampard. They seem to
and
transform
Damari Gray.
Iwobi a little
The problem
bit.
is...
Damari Gray is so on and off though.
Rubbish. The problem is...
He's got some magic moments in him. Did you see that
Yeah,
goal
def-
against City?
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah,
He's
rubbish.
been a
Unreal.
fantastic signing.
But rubbish. But rubbish. Like,
2 million
yeah.
quid.
But you talk about a good
Chelsea
goal
are
against
signing
City.
for 50 million quid
obviously
next year.
he obviously scored a really good goal against Arsenal, but rubbish. Oh, like rubbish.
Who's this?
If you
Damari Gray.
No, Damari Gray's
he's
class,
about
bro.
he's about
Rubbish.
par
Don't
for a
speak-
£2
no,
million
no, no.
signing.
Absolutely rubbish.
He's a very good footballer.
All the comments when you said that in a previous video was like, you're a classic Chelsea fan. He's rubbish because he cost 1.5 million quid.
No, not because
It's like,
of
well,
that.
Zinchenko's
I like
got-
Damari Gray.
Zinchenko's
Because of
got
that.
700
He's not rubbish because he cost
grand.
1.5 million.
You
He
did say that
cost
then.
1.5 million because he's rubbish.
Nah,
No, he
Damari
does-
Gray's not
no,
rubbish.
No, he's
man.
not rubbish.
He's rubbish.
He's
Damari Gray's class.
He's completely rubbish.
Damari was
Class.
good. He was good for Leicester as well.
Yeah, so good they kept him.
No, Damari Gray's good.
So good he's still playing
I
for
like
him.
that.
So good he's still on the wing at Leicester. Yeah,
I like
really
Damari
good.
Gray.
He's had
I
a
like
great game. Oh, he's so good for Leicester. They've kept him. They've done all they can. They've bent over backwards to give him a 10-year contract.
He's a bit like Andros Townsend. He has a worldie in him, but he
He's
has a lot
rubbish.
of stingers.
He's another rubbish footballer.
Yeah, that's
What
fair.
did
That's
you
fair.
say?
A little bit like Andros
Nah,
Townsend.
Damari Gray's
Oh,
good,
you
man.
can't give that. We were going somewhere.
One of Birmingham's
We had a
finest.
little finger with Adam. Then you throw in
Rubbish.
Do not put Andros. Mate, the guy's hairline's got, he's got more.
Do you know?
success.
Do you know that hair is a tattoo?
Yeah. See,
Did you know that?
Andros Townsend.
Yeah.
yeah.
Tattooed his
It's the
hairline.
Turkey
His
vibe.
hair is a tattoo.
Yeah. I've
He
seen
does,
some
his
people do
hair
that.
isn't
yeah.
a wig; it's a tattoo.
Yeah,
it's
I've seen
it's
people
ink.
do that.
Did you know
Yeah,
that?
it's mental.
You can get
Like if you always have a number one or is it a number
you get
one?
your hair
Yeah.
tattooed on, and I think girls do it to their eyebrows.
Yeah.
Do you know that? Some girls they shave their eyebrows off, and they have a tattoo of an eyebrow.
It's a mad world, Rory.
No, but that is crazy, isn't it? A tattooed eyebrow. And do you know what else you can do? You can get tattooed eyelashes, or they're not tattoos. They're
No,
like
you
fake
can't.
eyelashes forever.
Forever.
Serious. This isn't a joke.
He's discovered. What have you been on this week?
Don't worry about me.
Beauty channel.
I'm just wise beyond my years. I'm just very intelligent and clever. But you can do that, you know. Like, imagine having tattooed eyebrows. It must be so weird.
Why are you looking at me?
They are quite powerful now that I look at them.
Yeah, they are. Mate, are yours tattooed?
Yeah, I got big old eyebrows.
Yeah.
Shall I tell you why mine are so bushy though? You don't want to. You know when I'll tell you
We're
why.
going to lose all our subscribers.
You know when I was
We've
a
worked
kid,
so
this
hard.
is a
We're
funny
80K.
story.
Where are we at now?
This is a funny
80K.
story. You know when I was a kid.
Now we're down to zero. Now we're down to zero.
You're going to cost
Now we're down to
This is a
fucking
funny
zero.
story.
bushy
Don't
eyelashes.
leave.
Why are you doing
Don't
My
this?
Uncle
leave, lads.
Robert-
Don't
Don't
leave.
leave us.
My
Please.
Uncle Robert shaved my eyebrows off when I was a baby.
Does that make them bushy
As
now?
a prank on my mum.
But that makes them bushy.
That's an
30 years
urban
later.
myth.
Because
That's
they
an
grow back
urban myth.
massive, don't they?
They're always gonna be massive. It's
Yeah,
genetics.
maybe.
Yeah.
But,
Why are yours so big?
But that happened.
Did someone shave
Genetics.
yours off?
No, genetics.
Do you shave the middle? You do
No.
the Liam Gallagher there. You
No,
definitely pluck them.
No, I don't.
You do.
I don't.
You pluck the middle.
Why
I can
do you
see.
care about my eyebrows?
I can see that you pluck them. I
We've
don't
got
care
a
about your
beautiful
eyebrows.
game on.
I don't care about your
Our
eyebrows.
beautiful new YouTube channel.
I care.
And you're worried about
I care
my
about your
eyebrows.
lies. I don't care about your eyebrows. I care about your lies. You're
My
saying
lies.
that you don't
I-
pluck them.
I
and
don't
can see that you
tattoo.
do.
I don't tattoo or pluck anything.
You've definitely plucked the middle. I can see that they're
No, I
plucked.
don't.
I can see because they're
That's impossible.
growing back short there.
No, where?
There, right
Yeah,
there.
that's just how it is natural.
No, you're growing back short because you plucked them.
No, it's impossible.
Just admit it.
I don't admit anything.
No, because you're a liar.
Hesky Time asked, does your puddy hurt, Buvey? And also, it's a super chat. You got to read it out, innit?
Well, read it out then.
Yeah, I did.
You
Does
you
your
missaid something. You
does
missaid
your
a word.
puddy hurt?
Puddy?
Puddy.
What does that mean?
It's an Indian word for vajayjay.
There you go.
Why are you reading that out?
Because it's a super chat. You got to read it out, innit? That's
You know
what-
what that
You'll do
reminds me
anything
of?
for money, wouldn't you?
Do you know what that
anything for-
reminds me
Adam,
of?
by the way,
I've seen
Adam
it.
does
Alright,
anything
how
for
about
money.
this one?
I'm
Gaz
sorry,
said-
anything you want in, Adam does anything
Gaz
for
said
money.
he's a brilliant
He's cheap.
Arsenal fan
You'll
TV.
find,
Yeah.
you'll find Adam on Babe Station Birmingham.
on BTs.
I've seen a brilliant Arsenal. That reminds me of a brilliant Arsenal
That's why I
fan
said
TV
it.
clip.
That's why I said it.
Have you seen? Is that what you did? Oh, it's such a funny
Super
clip.
chat, innit? You got to read it out.
And he goes, and then it's Thai, isn't it?
No, he goes,
So I was like,
yeah,
don't
yeah,
read
yeah.
that out. It's amazing. It's amazing.
That's why you read it out. It's a super chat, innit? You got to read it out. Yeah, shout out, Claude. Buvey, you're a beautiful man. My DMs are open, says Gaz. No, that's real.
Lads,
No, that's
why
real.
am I getting all super chats? All right, appreciate it. I appreciate the financial support for the channel. It helps us keep, incredible characters like Adam and Rory keep coming back. It's beautiful. So
What are you on
thanks so
about?
much. Thanks so
What are
much.
you on about keeps us coming back?
Because we've learned that you will do anything for money. Okay,
Yeah, we do know that.
and you're
about you.
shameless.
Yeah, work
You're
with you.
shameless.
Yeah, we
That's
do.
clearly like bottom of the barrel. You know what I mean?
But yeah, this Sims guy's been shocking.
Oh, there's my
Absolutely
boy.
Shocking.
Damari Gray is on to
He's
save
been-
the day.
yeah.
He's
Here we
been,
go.
Bromtown's
Everton
finest.
with 3-2
Here we
now,
go.
He's
definitely.
been one of the best
straight.
players in the league for the last 2 years now.
Yeah, no, he's class actually.
We've just
He
had
was
a
amazing
comment.
at Leicester.
So you do anything for money, see?
We've just had a comment, by the way, another super chat. Alex Mendola says, I told my wife she had her eyebrows tattooed too high. She looked surprised.
Is that a
get it?
joke?
Do you get it?
That's a joke, isn't it? Yeah. I was laughing at the joke.
Yeah. That is.
By the way, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel, please. It's just a little button.
Oh, he's had a shot and he's missed
there,
it.
Mate, this guy is shocking.
Yeah, it's cack.
Tattoos on the hands. I don't have that.
Weird, isn't it?
I don't have that.
Got
Don't
a
do
shit
that.
mustache.
It's a really bad look, tattooed hand.
He can't hit the corners. He's really, do you know what I mean? He really cannot find.
Paul
the
runs
corners.
really straight, doesn't he?
Why'd you call him Hackpo? Are
That's how you say it.
you sure?
Yeah, because we were going to sign him, so I got
Are you sure it's
educated on him.
Hackpo? Because you're just changing
Here we
the
go.
entire
Yeah, just
lettering.
that's the Dutch, isn't it? I'm
No,
cool
it's
with them.
Gakpo, mate.
It's definitely not Hackpo.
It's not Hackpo.
It's
No,
not.
I've never heard
it's
anyone call
it's
him
not
Hackpo.
mate.
It's Hackpo.
It's not.
I've been
It's
watching all
definitely-
sorts of dodgy streams, by the way, from different countries, and none of them say
No,
Hackpo.
I can assure you that there is no Dutch pronunciation of Gak that
Cody
becomes Hack.
Hackpo.
Adam's
Cody
trying to be
Hackpo.
football hipster.
No,
I
it's
get it
not,
now. I
mate.
get it now. It's fine.
It's
Hackpo.
definitely not.
It's
You know,
fine.
there's
Adam's
that.
trying to be
Have you
football
ever
hipster.
had that clip? Have you ever got the footage that goes around of all of the players saying their name? There's this amazing footage that goes around to all the commentators, right? I've seen it at Sky. And what they do is you get every single player to come to the camera and say their name as they say it. So it's quite funny because you get Cesar Azpilicueta saying his name perfectly, and then it's followed by like Jack Grealish stepping forward and going Jack Grealish, so
Boys,
that you know how to say it.
on
There's
that
no
note-
way that Gakpo is Hackpo.
On that note, here you go. I've got the official pronunciation, which will play out right now.
Cody Hackball.
He's actually nailed it.
Wait a minute.
I've not heard that once.
No, I always
Mate, listen, I am big in Amsterdam,
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought you were right. I was back. In Holland, that's how you say it.
You literally just said not one Dutch person says Hackpo.
Don't get defensive, Ad. I was backing you, mate. You know.
I've never seen a man stone cold lie to my face.
What are you on about? I was
10
backing
seconds
you a
after
minute
that.
ago.
Because you were saying
No,
in
I was
Holland.
getting confused because I thought you meant how you pronounce it in his home country, which is Hackpo.
That's not what he said.
I can't believe it's Hackpo.
I can't believe you're
Obvious.
lying to my
I'm not
face
lying.
after I just witnessed
no,
it.
no, I
lying.
heard you. You did do that.
Yeah, thanks.
It's Hackpo, is it? Wow, that's a shame because I really wanted to mock
How do
you
you
on
say Louis Van?
Hal.
Exactly. The G is H.
Yeah, I always
So
thought that.
every
I just
G
don't
is
wanna say
H.
anything.
Not every.
So Mark
if it's
Van
at the start-
Govermars.
No.
I just didn't back myself, but I backed you, mate.
What?
So every time you put a G on everyone's name, Ruud van Gistelrooy.
Rude.
Van
No, rude. Hullet.
Gullet.
No one's ever said gullet.
Is that right? Hullet.
Test me.
So every G.
It's a case-by-case basis, guys, for God's sake.
No, it's
It's
not.
not. If the G's at the start, it's
Well, you just
silent.
given an example where it's not.
What? He said Govermars. That's why there's no G there. There's no G there. This channel's got
Virgil van.
Please don't leave.
Please only.
Yeah.
Please subscribe.
Yeah, that was terrible. There was a moment where I
Do you
thought
think we
that
should
all
do
the hard work was
QVC?
gone.
Should we do QVC?
What I feel sorry for,
let's
Fintan
plug
wanted to
some
come
stuff on
today and
QVC.
show off his football knowledge and stuff.
And we've spoken
Nah,
more
it's
about
fine.
your
We've just-
eyebrows.
I've enjoyed
we
this.
dragged him down into the mire. We
Maybe
got-
I dragged you down. Maybe it was my fault. I'll
No,
take
no, no, no.
I'll take the bullet.
No,
You've got
we're
great football
responsible
chat.
for this. You've
great
got
football
great football chat and a wonderful. You know your Instagram account, your Instagram football account is definitely like my favourite football Instagram account.
He's definitely not watched the clip, but I do
I've
appreciate
watched
the
every
shout out.
clip. I've watched every single clip.
Thank you, mate. I
I did
appreciate
Kids
it.
Footy. Do you follow it?
Yeah.
You should. You'd learn something.
I'll follow it. I'll follow you on Twitter.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
You don't follow Fintan on Twitter?
I do.
No, we do. We followed
Yeah,
each other
come
today.
on,
We're
for
mates.
God's sake.
Football friends.
So reactive, desperate of any little
Says
bit of
you,
bait,
bro.
aren't you? Pathetic.
Yeah, you are. That is pathetic, actually.
Yeah.
Just sitting there in your hoodie doing your laces up. Pathetic.
Yeah, why have you got the headphones over your hoodie?
Yeah. How cool
What's
do you
that
want to
about?
be,
Yeah,
mate?
yeah.
You know why?
Edgy, man.
Because
That's a
innit?
shocking
I'm at home.
substitute bench,
It's
isn't it?
comfortable.
Yeah.
It's not the worst.
You must have to turn them up because you've got a layer of material between your
So
here.
you're actually
it's better.
worsening the
Because
audio
he's
quality.
really loud, isn't he?
Yeah, he is quite
So
loud.
Me?
Gives me
Yeah.
some
Yeah,
protection.
you are loud. You are.
Me?
You project. Yeah.
It gives me some
Am
protection.
I really?
Yeah, you are. Really
Oh,
loud.
I'm not going to say
Like,
anything now for the rest of the
offensively
show. No, I'm not going to say anything now.
Don't. It's good for us.
No, it's fine. I'm not going to say anything
Yeah,
from
don't.
now.
Stop then.
I'm stopping now.
Stop.
From now. No, I'm not saying anything, lads.
Stop then.
United shit.
This is such a shame because I really expected Everton to do more here.
It hasn't been a great game for
It's
Everton.
been exactly
They
as
had
you'd
a few
expect, isn't it?
moments.
It's been exactly.
It's almost
as you-
like Dyche isn't there.
It's important that they don't concede many more goals for the momentum. Like if you,
I don't
Yeah.
think it's been
5-0.
terrible, lads. I don't think it's been anti. It's not.
No, it's not been terrible.
Wins a lot. Liverpool just look really, really sharp.
I think
today. That's my
Dyche
opinion.
gets
Do you think?
a rough
Yeah.
ride
They've
for
ripped them
negative
open with
football.
some great movement. The
that
second goal is
first
just
goal,
whip.
that
Wow.
first goal. Obviously Everton nearly scored. Liverpool did.
Yeah,
That goes in. It's very different, isn't it?
yeah.
Because goals influence games.
Maybe they were too cocky. That they had too many players going up for the corner.
Ooh.
They were too cocky.
Bit arrogant at the start.
Mm.
They had 2 men back, didn't they? 2-3 men back.
Yeah, that's
First 25 minutes of a football
that's
match at
tactical.
Anfield.
That's tactical, though, isn't it?
Boys, ahead of Wednesday's game, Man City versus Arsenal, someone said, "Can we do?"
I don't know why my alarm.
What's that? Nursery
Some
rhyme?
weird nursery rhyme.
My alarm's going off to order food.
So you listen to it on the way
Someone
back.
in the
I set
chat.
an alarm to order food.
He's got his playlist for the journey home. He's going to be driving home. Getting in the mood for a lullaby as he goes home. So I can fall asleep.
You only sleep when you're driving.
That's his playlist. I just saw it come up Spotify. Yeah. Do you know what he called it as well? It said Rhythms.
But you got to take that lullaby thing off, mate. It's weird.
My alarm, you loon. Anyone with a Samsung can relate. They probably thought they had to wake up.
What your default is a lullaby that I would listen to when I was 8 months old.
Yeah, that's his default. That's what we're dealing with here. Do you know what? We were doing so well, right? We were climbing, we were doing well, the comments were coming in. I reckon today I've got a bad feeling that we might lose subscribers.
Yeah, I think
No,
we've lost
stop saying it,
We've
would
lost
you?
1,000, lads. So
I reckon
because we've lost 1,000. If you're watching this now and you're
Yeah, we
enjoying
need
it, you've
you
got
to
to
subscribe.
double click now. I want
No,
and
don't
get
double.
burner accounts and then click a subscribe as well. Burner
Yeah.
accounts.
Yeah.
We're desperate. We've got a lullaby playing on the stream. A
Yeah,
lullaby.
That's how low we've
Yeah,
sunk.
we don't care how we get 100k, even if it's 50,000 people subscribe twice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We don't-
or
we don't
100,000 what from one person. That's also cool.
That could exist, you know,
What? Just literally.
because there's no limit. There's no law saying I can't have 100,000
It's a
YouTube
lot- it's a lot of email addresses to
It's a
be
lot of
writing,
work.
isn't it?
There's no law saying I
Yeah,
can't.
but have you never seen? Have you never heard of a bot farm?
Buvey 2.
Yeah, them click farms, innit?
Bot farm.
I'm surprised you've heard of them.
Bot farm. Say I know everything.
Click farms.
Click farm.
Yeah, you got like them walls of phones.
I know everything, but do you know why? Because when you go onto a certain YouTube channels, big ones, they put up a video and it's got like 3 million views and 6 likes and 8 comments.
I know what you're talking
I
about.
know a very famous channel that
I know a very famous channel. They
I know
get
what you're
lots
talking
of
about.
brand deals, but
Yeah.
they do.
I'm currently doing some work with them, so shush.
Understood.
Right, boys, to move it swiftly on, a few people in the chat said, Adam just ran for my phone, you swear word, because
Yeah, see.
they do have a Samsung as well. But can we do, ahead of the big game on Wednesday, Man City and Arsenal, our combined 11?
Is it based on form or
Yeah.
how good they are?
Man City,
Up to
Arsenal.
you to
No, do
decide.
it this season's form.
This season? Okay.
This season's form.
Okay,
Because
that's-
otherwise it's
Yeah,
two
it's
Man
Man
City in it. Yeah.
Okay.
This
so in
season's
goal,
form.
have you got
I've got
Ederson or
Ramsdale. Ramsdale this season.
Ederson.
I don't. Yeah,
I
Ederson
think
for me-
Ramsdale is a weak point for Arsenal still.
Yeah, I
he has
think-
too
I
many
think he's
mistakes in
brilliant,
him. He's
He
great
flopped
with the
one
ball at
last
his
week, didn't he?
feet.
Flopped one last week.
I think he's brilliant. I really do. I think the way that he starts their attacks is so conducive to how they play.
But he can't save.
His ball distribution. Yeah.
Has
I think that's
Ederson's
harsh.
level dropped off that much in this kind of
I
debate?
think Edison has dropped a bit, and Ramsdale has gone
Ederson's
to a
made a
level
few
I didn't.
mistakes
Not
this
for me.
season.
But I get what you. But not for me.
My vote is Ramsdale, but we are a democracy.
I feel
club.
based on form, it's Ramsdale as well. I
For me, it's
prefer
Ederson.
Ederson.
So
I
it's a
prefer
draw.
Ederson.
Elliot
Elliot,
Hackney.
yeah.
Elliot Hackney gets the deciding vote. Look at him.
Mate, don't say-
Absolutely terrified. Look, he doesn't know what to
Give
do.
it Jack. Give it Jack then.
Give it to Jack. Get Jack.
Beyonce or Rihanna?
Hey, Ginger, get on screen. Ginger. Yeah, there he is, Mick Hucknall.
Yes, I love the thought of coming home to you. Even if I know he can make it.
Go on, Ginger.
Who did he say? Yeah, we're not allowed to say that now.
Right back.
Right back is.
I can't give you anyone.
Right?
Injuries, Cancelo's mixed form. I can't even give you.
Cancelo's not there anymore.
I think Ben White is the easiest one we'll have all day.
So therefore, Ben White.
No, one sec.
I think
No,
it is.
I mean, I didn't even know who the City person
Kieran
was going to be.
Trippier,
That's
what are
why
we
I said-
doing? It's Kieran Trippier.
Arsenal City.
Mate, no Newcastle
Kieran
players.
Trippier. Wait, it's not team of the year. Yeah. I'm on a
No,
different show.
it's the
that
reason
lullaby's got to your head,
I
man.
said Kyle Walker to find out if he was the suggestion.
We're
And
talking
Buvey was
Arsenal
like,
City,
yeah, Arsenal City.
Buvey was probably like, he's not even the suggestion, therefore it has to be Ben White. Are we
For me,
all
it's
in
Ben White.
agreement?
I can agree with Ben White. Yeah.
Ben White.
I'm not putting Ben White over Carl Walker, are we?
Carl
Because
Walker
of
hasn't been great this
Carl
year.
Walker's a better fullback than Ben White. Of course
Based
he
on
is.
4 minutes. Yeah.
But he's
Ben
been
White,
injured
Ben
for the
White.
first
Ben
3
White.
months of
Okay,
the season.
Ben White, 2 centre halves, Saliba and
John
Stones.
Yeah, silly. Ooh, but Gabriel's been very
No
good.
way.
Stones is in it.
Stones is better than Gabriel.
Stones
Every
is
day of
one
the
of-
week,
Stones
he's been
is
the best centre
world
back. He's been the best centre back.
There's no Arsenal fans here, so I'll say. But a lot of Arsenal fans tell me Gabriel's been better than Saliba.
Well, Gabriel and Stones in, but Stones isn't leaving.
I think
Impossible.
Saliba's been pretty good this year. He should have been
No, I would say
in the
Saliba.
team
Yeah, I
since
would
last
too.
year.
Yeah, Saliba and Stones.
Yeah, Saliba and Stones, I agree.
Zinchenko at left back easy.
Yeah, that one can't be up for debate.
Yes.
There is no left back that Man City have.
Yes.
No, yeah.
Midfielders, Partey.
Rodri's better than Partey.
Odegaard has been
I have to
I have to
incredible.
say,
this year.
It's both
if you
of them.
vote me out,
It's
fair
both
enough.
of them.
But
Partey's the
everyone plays-
reason why Arsenal are top of the league, though.
Rod-
Because if you
Rodri's
take
the
Partey
reason-
out of the team, I
Rodri's
think
the
they're not
reason
top
we're
of
a
the
few
league.
points behind. Rodri's the reason we won 4
Yeah, but
Premiers
you've
in
got
5
to
years.
look at the improvement.
It's Partey.
It's Partey.
It's Partey.
And
think
Xhaka's next to him.
Rodri's
As-
a better player.
As an Aston Villa fan, Rodri has scored something like 30% of his goals in his career against us, so I have to go with Rodri. He's
I
always
just
scoring
think-
against us.
Go on.
Hang on, let's work out the whole midfield because we might
Odegaard
have to come
has
to
to
some-
be- Odegaard
DM
has
and
to be
2
in there.
CMs, so the CAMs
So then it goes. So what are we thinking? De Bruyne and Odegaard?
as a debate, yeah.
No, together.
I'd go Partey, De Bruyne, Odegaard.
Partey, De Bruyne, Odegaard.
So the only one up for debate is the defensive
Yeah.
midfield,
I
right?
do
Odegaard and De
I
Bruyne.
do think
Yeah.
Xhaka could get in there. as
Xhaka
well.
can't get in. No way.
Xhaka's been better than any Man
Xhaka's-
City
Xhaka's
central
been
midfielder
brilliant,
this
mate.
season.
Not De Bruyne. De Bruyne's been better than
apart
Xhaka.
from, I meant,
Yeah, that's why it's Xhaka and Odegaard.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know what I mean?
So are you still debating Rodri, Partey?
Yeah,
not a debate.
we haven't debated it.
It's
Oh, we
not
haven't
a
finished
debate.
it. Yeah, it's 2v2.
2v2.
So Mick Hucknall's got the
Mick Hucknall, get the
Don't
camera
fuck
on
this
Mick.
up, Jack. I'm not coming on Wednesday. if you fuck this up.
Holding back the years.
It's Rodri, boys.
Yeah,
Pardon?
it's Rodri.
That's one each for the
Nah, I
democracy.
think that's wrong. you know.
Okay,
It's
no,
not that-
no,
it's
but
not that
democracy. There's no such thing as wrong.
But we're
because
going to
it's
get
gone
mugged
vote.
off for this.
No, we said Partey.
You
What
can't
more
get
can we
mugged
do?
off that much. It's not
We
that
said
wrong.
Partey. We said Partey. What more can we do? Okay, and then we're in agreement. De Bruyne and Odegaard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
easy.
all day.
Okay.
And then you got Saka,
Saka on the right.
Haaland,
Foden, no, not.
So it's
I
Haaland
can't
through the
argue
middle,
Foden.
Saka on the right, and then we debate.
Martinelli on the left.
Foden's a better player than Martinelli.
But you know what? Mahrez has been good as well.
I think Mahrez should be in the side.
But the thing is,
But he can't.
Saka's
He
been,
can't be. He's not better than Saka.
Yeah, but you just play the two of them on either wing. Saka can play left wing or Mahrez
right,
can play
actually.
left
That's a
wing.
shot, actually.
No, but
If you're,
Hang on, we have to-
going by their actual position, I agree with you. It's right wing is up for debate between the two of them. But if I was picking a team with those players, I would put them both in the squad.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I
I still think Saka
I
has
don't
to play
agree with
right
that.
wing.
I don't agree with that suggestion. I know, what but I think you're being very clever with the rules of this game.
Okay, fair enough. In that case, then
He's a poker player. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's,
Saka is in
He's
there.
bluffed me.
I think Mahrez is the better player, but I think Saka's had the better season. Therefore, Saka.
yeah.
I think Saka has to be in. I think it's obviously Haaland, and then I think also the
If it's
game
based
is
on
pick
form,
a
it's a
player
whole
out.
City 11. If it's based on,
Talent.
permanent class for the last 4 years, it's a City
Yeah,
11.
because then you put in Bernardo Silva in there if you're doing it off the players that they are. But it's not-
Gundogan,
yeah.
Cancelo, I know he's not there, but previously
Has,
Diaz,
has
Laporte.
Martinelli been good enough that it's not up for debate on the left wing?
No, it is a debate
Because of
definitely.
Foden's form not starting as well. It's
Foden's
hard.
not in this team.
No, but Foden is a better player.
No. But Foden's incredible. He starts,
Grealish over
Grealish
Martinelli?
over Martinelli.
Nah,
yeah.
Martinelli, man.
No, you're right. I don't
What we
know.
doing?
Martinelli,
Yeah, I agree.
So
and
that's the
then
team.
Arteta on the dugout. Arteta,
My least favourite thing about Arsenal is Arteta, so that's really hard for me to accept.
I can't stand him as well.
but Arteta's had a better.
There's so
year
much to
than,
like about Arsenal. They've such a young, exciting squad. It feels like
They're
they've
the best
kind
six
of
months.
done it the right way. Then Arteta just is outside his box screaming, and I just can't like Arsenal.
Yeah, he's very.
I don't mind that.
They-
though.
they-
That's your manager. You don't mind
They
that.
should be so easy to support for this title going up against Manchester City. Now, I know I say that as someone who doesn't hate them the way a United fan would, but when Arteta is screaming on the touchline and the way he's talking in press conferences, I just can't stand him.
Yeah,
I-
cocky, too early.
I do-
Cocky, too
do-
early.
He's
you know-
also going to bottle it, isn't he?
Do you know that this is the problem? You know when you're saying like he's screaming and all that, and he's going a little bit wrong.
You want more of that out of Potter, don't you?
I want more of it out of Potter. But what I would say with regard to, you know, there was a moment, wasn't there, when he had like a big dust up with Eddie Howe.
Oh, okay.
He had the Eddie Howe one, and you think, hang on a minute, you're stressing out, and it's not even stressful yet. Like you can't be stressing out like this in early January because
Yeah.
what are you going to be like in Easter?
He's going to have his Kevin Keegan moment, and it's going to go down in Premier
That's
League
what I'm
history.
worried about.
Why? Yeah,
You're worried about
Why are
what?
you worried?
Worried in the third party sense. In the third,
Yeah, I understand
third,
what
you
you're
know
saying.
I mean? Like,
For Arsenal fans,
he's
if you
got
were
Kevin
neutral.
Keegan about him.
No, he shouldn't be as stressed out as he is at the moment. because it's not stressful yet.
You spent 300 million quid in the last 2 years, and they've had an 8-point gap, and they could have made it 11 points.
They should have gone 11 points. They should have gone 11.
That's the reality, lads. If they don't win the league, they bottle it. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, they like the draw.
They got 2 games against City. They should be beating us at the fortress, the apparent fortress that is the Emirates. They should be beating us.
Do you put an extra S in that?
Fortress?
He puts an ex-
Fortress.
He puts fortress.
Yeah, do you know?
Fortress.
Yeah, but do you know what the word is?
A fortress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? No, but you say a different word.
I said a fortress.
No. You said like Mikkel Forsell. You was like fortress.
No, I didn't.
You did.
No.
It's like you didn't know what the word was.
Speaking quick. I was trying
No,
to
you don't
wind
speak
up
quick.
Arsenal fans.
What, you think of D-double-E? I speak very quick.
I don't get that reference. I'm not pretending to get that reference.
Ooh.
Mate,
Oh, you work at Kiss and you don't
Kiss.
understand that reference?
You work at Kiss.
You're getting
I don't know that
sacked
song.
in the
What song
morning,
was it?
bruv. You don't know who DWE is?
I know who that is. Give me the song. What's the song? It's not. It's
Give
not
me
on
the
commer-
song.
You think that song's on commercial radio in 2023?
What's the song?
Grow up,
DWE is an MC, you loot.
Mate, you are very funny, Booth. But also the word is fortress.
Yeah, I said fortress.
I must say though,
You did it.
he's the number one gaslighter. But also, I do think Buvey's been MVP so far of the club, you know.
Yeah, always. Of life.
Watching
of
it from the
everything.
outside, you've all been incredible, but some of the clips you've come out with have just been unbelievable.
So how long have you been writing before each show?
Mate,
Do you think you win?
Unfortunately, natural.
Do you think you win against Arsenal at the Emirates?
I have to back.
No,
City.
you don't. You
I
could say
do,
that you
no,
don't
but-
think you win.
If we were 10th, and it's mathematical, but
Do you think
because
you beat
we're in
them?
those title race, I think we'll beat them.
Okay, but,
Do you know
but
what I really
there's no caveats to the question.
There is a
Do you
caveat.
think you win?
The
Yes or no?
caveat is, and City fans, if you're watching this, or anyone who's watched City this year, we're still in the title race. We're still in the Champions League. We're still on for a treble.
No, but, mate, you're
But
playing
we're terrible.
in 2 days' time.
But-
At this,
but-
in
but
48
Rory,
hours' time, the game's going
Rory,
on.
what I'm trying
Do you
to
think
say
you win?
Yeah, but I think it'll be
It's got
I
nothing
think
to
we'll
do with the
lose.
Champions
it'll be
League.
awful.
Do you know what makes me very sad about Man City? You would always prefer City to win the league, right? You'd prefer City.
Always.
Nobody cares about Manchester City, but because they're going to potentially be in this court case for years, they've become the villain that they don't deserve to be.
No one cared about Aston Villa when you were in
Oh, no.
Championship.
Let me
a few years
can I
ago.
get that? I want Arsenal.
But
in
my
a
point,
weird
my
way, I
point
hate
is now you've
Arsenal.
got this like
I wasn't
villain
watching you play
redemption arc.
Rotherham United every week. You were in the Championship with Steve Bruce a few years ago. I mean, who cares?
All
about
your
that?
rivals wish for you to win
And
the
by the way,
league title.
Villa Park was half empty that season. By the way, Main Road, the highest average attendance of second division football in the history of this country, and Villa Park, moaners, half empty, booze, Steve Bruce. That's the truth.
I mean, Steve Bruce got a
The
cabbage
fruit
thrown at
cabbages
him, and
at
it was
him.
well
It was
deserved.
embarrassing. Yeah, he was terrible.
Nah,
Man.
nah,
Do you remember how
nah,
upset-
that wasn't wild.
Do you remember how
Still
upset he
booed
got
people.
about having a cabbage
Joke.
thrown at him? Do you remember his quote? He was like, it was very upsetting. They threw a cabbage at my head.
Yeah, that's sad, man. I love Steve Bruce.
It
Steve
was
Bruce,
good.
you're
Mate,
always welcome.
By the way,
in the
Villa
club.
Park was half empty that season. That's the reality.
Yeah, I'm just putting it out there, but R.I.P. Michael Jackson.
I've got a lot of those lads throughout the season. You know.
Boys, we've had a super chat from Josh Stockton, and it's specifically to you, McKola. He says, how do you think Newcastle are doing this season, and what will happen in the cup final? He says that Eddie Howe's done some job, but what do you make of it?
I think Newcastle have been amazing. I think they might slip up a little bit, and if Spurs get their act together, they might miss out on Champions League. But it's early doors for them anyway. I don't think they're expected to get it. He's doing a lot better than I thought. I thought Eddie Howe would be the guy that gets them mid-table, then someone else like an Emery or someone comes on and pushes them to Europe. So I think they're doing amazing, and I've got a weird feeling they're going to beat us in the final.
Stop saying that. Please stop saying
Horrible
that.
feeling.
I really don't want them to win that cup. I desperately don't.
Nor do I, but I've just got a horrible feeling.
I don't think they beat you.
It feels set up perfectly for them.
Newcastle don't beat Manchester United in a cup final. This isn't about the new takeover. This isn't about Eddie Howe. This is just about history and heritage. Manchester United beat Newcastle United when it really matters. That's how.
that's the
How.
case.
It's a bit like this game. Liverpool beat Everton. That's just life. Oh, what a ball!
That's terrible.
What an idiot!
Wait. I'm talking about what are you saying? I'm saying like that'd be terrible if Newcastle beat United.
That's terrible. What a ball!
What a
in
miss,
exactly
by
the
the
same.
way.
In exactly the same sentence. That's terrible. What a ball! There wasn't even a comment. There wasn't even a comma. Sorry. There wasn't even
That
a comment.
ball looked like it was going rose.
What a terrible-
It's dipped.
Oh, that's terrible. What a ball! Jesus.
Oh my god.
Are you all right?
That ball looked like it was going over. The
It didn't.
TV
It
in
was-
this room, the angle's shocking.
The TV,
angle,
the TV's great.
Sorry, I'm complaining to production. The TV is shocking. The angle of the TV is absolutely shocking, lads. It's embarrassing.
That's terrible. What
You're
a
the
ball.
only one with a direct view of the
yeah,
TV here.
it's in your eye line.
We got a good shot. I'm right at the centre here. I can't complain. Do you know what I don't like that Howe gets credit for? The relegation escape. I think what he's done this year is incredible, and pushing towards the Champions League is way ahead of schedule. But they spent so much money last year for the escape from relegation.
Yeah.
I don't like that he gets credit for that, but this year deserves all the credit in the world.
But you can. I think I kind of agree with you. I think there's a lot more money spent than people kind of make out. But
They signed Kieran
remember,
Trippier and
Fulham
Bruno
spent a lot of money
Guimaraes.
on that, and spending the money doesn't always mean you're going to be a success.
Man,
Like,
do you know
look
what
at
makes me
Graham
so
Potter.
sad? Aston Villa, if you look at the net spend in the last decade, Aston Villa are in the top 10, and I'm like, where is that money?
It's hard.
Game over.
Oh, good defending from Tarkowski.
One more super chat, boys. This is from Invasion Alert, who
Invasion
says,
alert. They're from Birmingham.
"Can we decide on the top 3 Premier League centre backs of all time?"
Yep. Rio Ferdinand, Yap Stam, and Nemanja Vidic.
See what I mean?
I mean,
Manchester United are going to have a lot of the
I think
best,
we
but
could do this.
Chelsea are going to have a shout with Terry.
I think we could do this really easily.
Easy,
I think it's.
Let's just all vote against Adam so we all just get it through.
It's. Do
I'll
you know
put
what?
Paul McGrath into the
this,
mix then.
trying to do this without any kind of bias.
It's gonna
is the
John Terry's the best of all time in the Premier
is
League.
the
He's better than Rio.
No,
He,
he's not
you-
better than Rio.
he's
Rio
definitely
is
so much better. So much better.
I think Vidic is better than Rio.
He's
So
not better than Rio. Vidic ain't better than Rio
Is the-
either.
is the
Vidic
best-
and John Terry make defending look hard. Rio makes it look easy. There's a big
It doesn't make it
difference.
look hard.
Terry never made it
Terry
look
made it
hard.
never-
He looks stressed all the time.
never
bro.
made it look hard.
Last
What's
ditch
that got to do-
tackles, all this kind of stuff.
Never made it
So
look
did Rio.
hard. Never made it
Rio
look
Bro,
hard.
Rio Ferdinand.
Mate, I remember-
Rio made
was
things look
so
hard, but
much
he's
better
in a
than
back
John
three at
Terry.
QPR getting ripped
So
up,
much
ripped
better
up
than
every
John
week.
Terry. And
Is
I'll
it-
tell you what, he picked up a European Cup and deserved it as well. How about that?
Is it not like
that was harsh.
If we,
That was harsh.
If we
No,
are,
that was harsh.
I'm sorry, mate. If,
That
we,
was-
if it,
no, that was-
we can answer it with bias or we can answer it without. And I think if we answer it with bias, I could easily go Ricardo Carvalho, John Terry, Marcel Desailly.
Carvalho's up there.
Or,
I think Carvalho's better than
or I
Terry.
could answer the question, or I could answer the question as it was intended and go John Terry, Rio Ferdinand.
Sol
would you
Campbell.
put Tony Adams in the chat or no?
Oh yeah, I certainly would.
Not top 3 though.
I certainly would. No,
You know, if
Yeah,
Yap
that's
Stam
fair.
stayed in the league longer than 2 years,
Yap Stam
he's
can't
by
be in the
far and away the
discussion.
goal.
He can't be in discussion because he doesn't have the longevity.
Yeah, he can't be.
I think I'd go Sol. I
won
think
the
I go
treble.
from bottom to the top. I go Campbell, Ferdinand, Terry.
Soul 3.
Yeah.
I was close to doing it, but I thought I'd get laughed out the building, to be honest. I thought I'd get laughed. Sol Campbell for me as well.
As what, number 3?
Yeah, for me. Yeah.
Rio Ferdinand number 1. Yeah, I think I agree with
Maybe
the other two.
is Company better than Sol
Who's number
Campbell?
2?
I think
I'd go
I
Campbell.
think,
Terry,
I know that
but
the
I can
Invincible
understand Terry Campbell.
I think.
But is that very English centric? Are we over? Because of me, personally, I think Ricardo Carvalho is better than Terry. That's me personally.
I mean,
he didn't have the longevity.
It just wasn't though.
But you will know better.
Yeah.
You watched them
He
more.
just-
Carvalho was incredibly protected by the way Mourinho set up that team. Their defense
then you
was
could argue that
unbelievable.
Terry
but
was the
no,
same.
100%.
Terry made Gary
But he
Cahill
wasn't
better.
always there.
John Terry made Gary Cahill an elite level centre back, a Champions League winning centre back that season,
and David Luiz.
and David Luiz. John Terry was 36.
No,
and that
Terry-
back-
Do you know
I'm
there's
not
an
saying
amazing thing that John Terry did as well, which I mean, you know when you think about Ferdinand, how it ended.
Mm.
John Terry captained Chelsea to the league, and a decade later,
Yeah.
captained Chelsea to another league, playing every
Didn't miss a
minute,
game, did he?
every single minute of that season.
He was unbelievable.
Like 10 years after,
Yep.
captained us.
Ferdinand was what was he was playing Richard Dunn at QPR when he in a back three getting
relegated.
No,
smashed
that was after his back
week
injury
out.
and all that.
Some
Come on,
people
man.
in the chat, considering Liverpool are on, are going to be mad that Van Dijk.
It's nowhere near Van Dijk.
Van Dijk's
I
not
could name
great.
another.
Van
I could name
Dijk's-
another 5 before
Van
I say
Dijk's
Van Dijk.
top 25.
I could name another 5 before I say Van Dijk.
Yeah, 25.
I genuinely could though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I know you're saying 25.
Does
I could
Company
actually
goes-
name another
Does
5.
Company go ahead of Sol Campbell?
Company
Company
is
was incredible.
Company is
Does
company.
the
Not ahead of Sol Campbell. He's ahead of Van Dijk for me.
I think company.
Yeah, fine,
company
fine.
is my 5th.
Fifth. He's top
Post
5. I think top 5.
Vidic. Post Vidic. Ooh,
Little bit of Archie Barnes.
Coleman versus Robertson is going to be scrappy. isn't it?
Andy Robertson, he's just a man.
I'd
He's a
love
giant man.
to put a challenge in on him.
No, yeah,
2-foot him
100%.
proper. You know, like he's one of them, innit?
Horrible.
You know-
Oh, little.
Like proper gobshite.
Yeah,
Does it?
But if you stuck it on him, I reckon he'd
Mouthy.
shrivel.
Yeah.
Robertson.
I don't know. I think he'd be
he's
quite
shriveled,
handy.
bro.
you know.
Pickford versus
I think
Robinson
he'd
would be a
like-
fun fight to
Pickford's,
watch.
Gives it
Pickford's
loads.
gobby as well.
You know what it is?
Do you not think he
Jay
could-
Z boy? You know the type, loud as a motorbike, but
Do you-
wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. That's him.
But do you not think that he's just also really hard? Like, because there is that,
No,
but then there's also a geezer that
a mount.
is full of it, but also knocks you out. Do you not think he's that?
Robinson.
See,
I think he'd be really game.
If you see photos of him in Scotland and all, he was like a little scrawny little kid.
No, but mate, those Scottish lads.
Now, they're game.
Headbutt you, man.
They're game.
Yeah.
But they're not. It's not always a good thing. Being game. Like that fella who's game.
He weren't game. He weren't game. He got hit first, and he weren't game at all. That
Guy's
geezer.
in a
He
wheelchair
weren't
10
game.
minutes later.
Mate, why was he in a wheelchair? That's the question. Nobody was asking.
Have you
got
seen the
punched in
clip
the
of
face.
him
You don't need
after?
to be in a wheelchair.
Have you seen the clip of him after with his
In the
missus
hospital?
and his mum?
In the hospital.
He should never be allowed at Chelsea again.
But in the hospital with his mum.
Yeah.
Yeah, his missus and his mum.
Why is that
I'm
on Twitter?
assuming
Who's
so.
posting that
I'm
on
assuming.
Twitter?
Him.
He's laughing
He
and they're
filmed
just
it
like, what
himself.
are you doing?
Mate, why was he in a wheelchair though? That's the question that nobody will answer.
I think that was a medical precaution.
Mate,
I think he
sitting in a
twisted his
wheelchair.
ankle on the way
Some
down
West
and
Ham-
bad fall.
What did
Some
they say
West
to
Ham
him?
fans going to him, you ain't in Knightsbridge anymore,
that's
son.
it.
You ain't in Knightsbridge anymore, son.
Like, these guys are biggest melts going.
No, I think Andy Robertson is handy. Really handy.
You're just saying that because he's Scottish.
No, I'm saying it because he's an athlete.
Well, you just a minute ago said because he's Scottish.
No, I'm saying
You said Scottish people love headbutting people.
All things combined, Andy Robertson definitely can have some. Definitely.
Do you know Andy Robertson's
He's
never?
laughing his head off at...
Do you know Andy Robertson's never had a pizza?
Don't believe it.
Never
He's
had
just
what?
said that to be relevant in the media.
Never had a what?
Pizza. Do you know
Right,
Mason?
that's shit.
I saw
Yeah,
Declan
Declan
Rice
Rice.
and Mason Mount have never had a pint.
Yeah.
I believe that.
That's so sad.
They're leading
I didn't have
England
a
out of the
pint
World
ever till I
Cup.
was like 18,
Big
19.
chance for Salah.
Yeah, like,
Why is that? Just
because I drank alcohol when I was like,
safe.
in year 7, we had a session on Chivas Regal, bruv. That's but I never drank beer
Yeah.
until like 18, 19.
No,
Same,
but-
I'm a cider head, so yeah, I left beer late as well. So
I just see the way that the way that Robertson was conducting himself in that argument. You know, when he's like laughing his head off as Pickford and Cody try and put it on him. He just didn't look like a man that was fussed by the ag.
Yeah, but
He looked very
how
fussed to me.
fussed can you be on a
Laughing his head
football
off.
pitch? No one's ever going to throw a punch.
yeah, you can.
No, but you're
You
gonna have
can
to.
act,
You're
you
gonna
can act a hard man.
No, but
on
you're
a
going to have to
football
deal
pitch.
with it in the tunnel. aren't
Andy
you?
Robertson runs away.
Do you really think that still happens these days? In the tunnel, there's actual confrontations. I don't think it happens.
Nothing happens.
I think there's a lot of
Mate,
verbals.
there's cameras
more so.
everywhere.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
too
look.
cameraed up.
No, I don't know, man.
But I also think there's a kind of an unsaid agreement between like broadcast and stuff that some
let it
things
go,
ain't
yeah.
gonna go out. Do you know what I mean? I think the same was with the Amazon stuff and all that kind of thing. That I was
I
watching.
reckon
Was it Pitchside's interview with Fella's interview with Ramsdale?
Yeah.
Like when he's talking about the Amazon stuff, like he was saying himself, some of the stuff didn't get out. So yeah, I reckon there's like an unwritten rule where like, yo lads.
Yeah. Also, like
Otherwise, you just won't get
the
access.
club will have protection over their brand, won't they? Like even if they invite the cameras in, they will.
do you believe that Arteta and Guardiola are the people they are in those documentaries with the way they're
No,
drawn on
What
the...
it is, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think I don't
You see
think you get to
Arteta with
see
his
all-
light bulb and everything, with the ideas, I'm not sure about that.
Mate, when he wheeled out
get
all the
to see a
music,
little
when he
bit-
wheeled out the big speakers.
That was
Who,
embarrassing.
Arteta?
I don't think he's doing that
And
when
he
the
got the
cameras aren't
photographer
there.
out. But that was for the cameras.
Yeah, that was.
But I think All or Nothing was so early with Man City that I think it was just a fly on the wall. Pep is like that.
Yeah.
But Arteta went the extra mile because he knew he was going to be on camera,
I think
like
I like-
Mourinho was, etc.
I like
He thought he
Guardiola,
looked good.
I
It was
reckon if
embarrassing.
Guardiola and I were to meet, I think we'd be great friends.
Yeah, he's a very nice.
I don't
guy.
think he'd be
From
friends
all
with you.
accounts.
He
Why?
wouldn't like-
Why
he
do
wouldn't
why
like
do you have to say stuff like that?
I don't think he'd be
You know
friends.
how much
with
I
you.
love Pep Guardiola.
I don't think
He wouldn't-
he'd be
yeah,
friends
but
with
he
you.
wouldn't
I've
love
given
you.
you my opinion. I'm saying
Why-
I think
why-
I think Pep and I would be
I don't
great.
think Jose Mourinho would like you.
Why'd you have to say
Yeah.
that?
Say Frank
I actually
Lampard,
don't think-
really
yeah,
break
Frank-
his
I don't
heart.
think John
Really
Terry would
break
like
his
you.
heart.
Actually, Rio Ferdinand for me is the best centre back in Premier League. He is. No, he is now.
No,
He is.
I
John
just-
Terry's not even top 15.
All I'm saying is I think Guardiola and I would be great friends.
Yeah, I think me and Guardiola would be good friends.
No,
as well.
I don't think so.
I actually think Jose
Nah,
Mourinho
he'd hate
doesn't
you
like
because
you.
he'd think
He don't like
because you're from his team. It's like most of the United dressing room probably hate me. It's like they'd be looking at you like, he's that gobby prick.
No,
Yeah, definitely.
None of them have watched my
Definitely.
videos.
No, they,
Yeah,
no,
you know,
no.
100% they
They
have.
definitely know you.
100%
No
they
way.
have.
They
Mate,
do.
100 million percent.
Remember,
No.
Aaron Ramsdale said he'd watched.
Bro, Jesse Lingard
That's Aaron Ramsdale.
used to DM me saying, I'm watching these fan cams. Like, he used
Yeah.
to watch them. Like, players, Morgan
I've been-
Schneiderlin used to
I've-
like them when he
I've been
when he was-
massively positive, so you know what I mean?
Mate, there is a chance that if you try to go to a Man City game, you could be banned.
No,
No, they wouldn't ban fans there.
No. All are welcome. All are welcome. Yeah.
Please, take 2 tickets if you want.
When Jack Grealish moved to City, there was a few memes going around because he was trying to give his box away every week, and it was no one to take it.
Really?
Really?
True, yeah.
Really?
I never saw that, so I
You'd have
can't
gone.
verify
You'd
that.
have gone in the box.
I was usually working, unfortunately, with you on in various ways, but yeah. But yeah, lads, honestly, it's been a great stream. For me, Rio Ferdinand, he's the best Premier League centre-back.
It's correct. It's right. It's
No,
true.
I agree. Vidic, Ferdinand, Yap, Stam, weirdly, for me.
Yeah,
top centre-back for me.
Top 3.
Nearly game over here.
3 minutes to go
left.
to the end of the game. We had 2 goals today.
It wasn't the greatest
It's like a
game of
record.
football I've
It's a
ever
record
watched.
for this channel.
It's a shame they're all for Liverpool.
And it's kind of a mid-table.
How do you
Have
get the
Liverpool
chat?
still
How do you
got the
get
chance to
chat
get in the
on
top 4? It's gone, right?
What's
See
that,
where
sorry?
you see where it says live chat?
Top 4,
Mine
there's
didn't
no
come
chance.
up.
Rory,
Mine had an
yeah.
advert.
Top four's over.
Rory could release a blank video on YouTube and get 100k views on his channel, but he doesn't know how to use it. I hate him.
I didn't know
his iPhone
mate,
5.
When I clicked it, it didn't. There was no comments. Then you have to click onto it. Okay, people are watching. I can confirm.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you've decided to find that out 90 minutes in.
No, everybody's here.
What number are we at now? About 4?
3.9.
3.9?
3.9.
Gone down a bit. I think
not
since
bad
you
for a
started
Monday
talking.
night.
I think we did lose subscribers since you were talking about
Seamus
your
hit it.
eyebrows.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can you everyone subscribe again, please? We won't do that again. We're desperate. We are desperate.
Whip it.
People are cussing me in there because they know I'm watching.
I think that's what the chat's like all the time when I'm watching at home.
Is it?
At least when I do it, I leave
This
my
is
phone
really
here.
this is really upsetting.
I'm a bit discreet, you know.
Yeah.
He's just like
Like
this.
that.
So loads in today.
Mate, people were being very mean.
Rory, have you ever read your comments?
Very rarely. No, Dara O'Brien's getting banned if I knew how to do it. Okay.
Dara, you're so safe. You've
Nick
no
Caesar.
idea.
I have a dead trim.
No comment.
Mate, you could back me up. You're my mate.
You slagged me off a minute ago.
The man called you trim dusty, as well.
Dusty trim.
It is a dusty.
Is Dusty
trim.
good or bad?
Just bad.
Dusty is bad.
Yeah.
Rory
Busty
is
is good.
sexy. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. There we go. Oh, that's enough of that now. Thank you for watching.
The Liverpool fans have woke up again.
How many points are they outside the top 4? It's well gone,
About
right?
10 in it?
It's well gone, I think. It's too
Yeah,
late.
it's well gone.
It's too late.
Yeah, also,
Well, I think Newcastle have a little bit
no,
of a collapse
Newcastle have a
on them.
ricket in them, I agree.
Well, who's gonna
Spurs.
take that spot? Spurs don't. seem
Easy
like
goals.
it.
I know they're
Tottenham don't.
terrible, but
Tottenham don't do it.
if you need to win 5 games, 4 games,
They've got
Harry
goals.
Kane nicks a goal, nicks a goal, nicks a
Liverpool
goal.
are 9 points off Newcastle in 4th with a game in hand.
With a game in hand or a
That's
game
sick.
played more?
Game in
Game in
hand.
Then they beat Newcastle.
Oh, that's
They've got to play
game on.
Newcastle.
I just don't think. I
They'll
don't
beat
Play
think
Newcastle on Saturday and we'll be covering it on the club.
Yeah, see what I mean? Unbelievable.
Is that Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
What time?
It is.
Let's not sort the schedule now.
No, it's good for people to know. I'm playing the game.
Oh yeah.
Mate, I'm ahead of you. I'm light years ahead. When's the fixture, Elliot?
5 p.m. We'll be live at 5
5 p.m. We'll see you there.
I was really
Yeah.
looking forward to that.
And we'll be live Wednesday with Miles from Filthy Fellas for Arsenal Manchester City.
That's such a massive game.
Buvey against Miles.
Stress. No, nothing against Miles. It's not against.
No, yeah, it's you against Miles.
No,
No, it is.
No,
That's
it's not.
exactly what
That's
it
how
is.
we've advertised
No,
it.
that's
No,
it.
it's
That's
not.
what it is.
I refuse
Don't
it to
bottle
be
it.
a competitive narrative like that. It's
You can't let
That's
the
what it
Filthy
is.
Fellas.
and Miles watching a beautiful
No,
game
it's
of
not
football.
that. It's not that. It's
me
you versus
Miles,
Miles.
and
A
myself
fight to the
actually
death.
watching a beautiful game of football.
No, it's you
It's
versus
going to be a
Miles. Fight
beautiful
to the
game of
death.
football.
I think football's the winner, not Arsenal or Man City. And Miles and me will be watching it on Wednesday night.
No,
We will be.
no,
We will be. Actually.
it's not that.
No.
It's not you two coming together to have a beautiful evening of watching football. It's
It
you
is. I think
versus
it
Miles.
is.
Fight to the death.
And Rory's going to be sending in like debates for you two. as
Debates,
well. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
going to be controlling the show from on.
Yeah, I'm producing.
Nice, yeah. Top
So,
class, mate.
You better be ready.
I will be.
All right.
Massive game.
'Cause if you let Filthy
I think we
Fellas
beat
mug
him.
us off on our own show,
Yeah, and you will do that. You have got that.
They're OGs in the space, aren't they?
Yeah, they are,
OGs.
yeah.
Massive OGs.
so don't get mugged off.
It's over, by the way.
I mean, it's been over since when did they score?
The fat lady
55th
did
minute.
sing on the 55th minute.
Yeah, she's been singing.
I reckon it was even
Kubo has
earlier than
been
that.
singing.
There we go.
Unbelievable stuff.
You were talking to me about Fat Singer earlier. Who was it again?
No comment.
Sam Smith.
You were.
But I'm not literally going to comment on that. Literally, I'm not going to comment on that.
That's the best thing I've ever heard come out of Business Man.
Give me the eyes as well. Dude, I'm not talking about this, right? Yeah. I'm not going to comment about
Like, you
this.
know,
right?
your mum and dad are arguing
Yeah.
and you're out.
Yeah.
I'm going to fucking chin you. You're like, fucking hell, all right.
Very, very good.
Everton bottled it absolute mugs ruined our day.
And Liverpool did what they always do. We were rock. Do you know what? I learned something a little while ago, which is when the Liverpool youth team beat Everton, and I said this will never ever change. And then I made a mistake today because I came into this forgetting what I learned that day.
Yeah.
Never again will I say the words Everton will beat Liverpool.
No.
I will never say that again
Maybe
in the history of my life.
Maybe, but
No, never.
Anfield's
I will
hard.
never say it in the history of my life.
No,
Everton will lose to Liverpool forever and a day.
I said this would happen today, didn't I?
Yeah,
the
me
expectation
too.
of us expecting. It's kind of like with Arsenal City on the Wednesday. We're expecting City to win. I think we're going to get.
No, I think we're expecting Arsenal to win.
I'm expecting Arsenal to win. I am. That's a big
Where-
game.
where is that
I
game?
can't wait to be live for that.
It's at the Emirates.
Emirates, yeah.
Massive game. Lads, thank you very much for having me on.
Thank
it was
you
an
for being
absolute
here.
pleasure.
Yeah, we
very
appreciate
lucky
it,
to be
mate.
on it.
Addicted to footy, thank you.
Appreciate it, mate.
Very, very, very good of you for coming on. We really do appreciate it. Why are you looking at me funny?
But I thought you was reading a comment out.
No. It's just all off the top of the dome.
Okay. Yeah. Now, thank you to Fintan for coming out. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. The
Appreciate it.
link is in the description and probably in the chat as well. Subscribe to Fintan's channel as well. He doesn't only do poker stuff. He's getting into the football stuff now as
Trying
well.
my
isn't he?
best.
So even if you're not a Villa fan, just subscribe to his stuff, man. Just get
No, it's
on
great. It's universal football content. It's
Yeah.
one of my favourites.
it. Show him the power of the club. But
This
yeah,
has been fun. It's been emotional. It's
It
been
is.
good.
Very good.
it's been good to have us all back
You've
on.
had a meh.
Me? Why is that?
Just had a
I
meh.
predicted
You've
the
had a
correct
mare.
result.
You
times
have had a
today.
meh.
No, you predicted Everton to win.
We both
His
said
phone
2-0
alarm
Liverpool.
was a
Yeah,
nursery
his
rhyme.
phone alarm was a disgrace. You've had a meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, we've all had a
We've
mare
been all
on
right.
some level.
Yeah, where we've been
The
all right.
middle of
You've
the
had a
table.
meh. The middle of the table has held it together, but you two.
You got a dusty hair,
you
bro.
two on the wing. Yeah, but I think dusty means good.
Dusty trim.
Dusty
It
means
does.
good.
It means the opposite.
Dusty.
It means the exact opposite of what you think.
Why
it
wouldn't
is.
you just say bad then?
And can we end this on a
I don't
positive
wanna say
note?
that.
Liverpool are 9th in the league. Imagine
Above
that.
Chelsea?
Aston Villa
Very
at the
unnecessary.
top of the league.
And Everton, after
the
all that
second
good
half.
work, Everton are back in the relegation zone.
Yeah.
Life comes at you fast.
3 points against Arsenal and Liverpool, though. You can't be mad at it.
Yeah, you can't.
No.
Right, someone say goodnight because this has been the longest goodbye ever.
Love you. Bye.